San Antonio's Sports Center.
Spurs fans celebrating today after Victor Wembanyama was unanimously named the NBA Rookie of the Year, receiving all 99 first-place votes. Only the sixth time we've had a unanimous winner. First time since Karl Anthony Towns did it in 2015-16. Now, Wemby led the league in blocks, which is why he is also a finalist for Defensive Player of the Year. Bam Adebayo, Rudy Gobert also in that category. That's going to be handed out tonight.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix.
Howdy.
Howdy.
Tuesday, huh?
It is a Tuesday.
All right.
It's still Tuesday, right?
Better than a Monday,
What the hell
I guess.
did A.J. Hoffman do to the microphone here?
He's a grabber, that guy.
Well, he is.
He likes to grab things.
Well, he does, and so they've switched out the screw that goes into the microphone, trying to think this is going to hold it together, which it's not. But if you notice, it just kind of moves on its own.
Nice. I don't know what the hell was going on here this morning in this studio.
We've got questions for the morning guys when they come in this afternoon.
I come in, there was something spilled, and I guess there was an attempt to wipe it up, but there wasn't, so I had to clean that off. And then we have these little, and it's hard to see. If you're on YouTube, you can see it, but we have these little foam, we call them mic condoms, right?
Condoms.
Yeah.
They're called wind screens.
Yeah. So Rob had his on there. We each have our own one.
Yes.
For, health purposes,
We got
I
them
guess.
during the COVID
Right.
time frame.
So
As if it really makes a difference.
I'm taking Rob's off, and there's a hair that starts at the very back and goes all the way down and hangs there. I mean, this hair had to have been a foot long.
Okay.
Damn. And so what the hell's been going on in here?
Well, I mean, you lose hair.
What, on your microphone?
I mean, everywhere. I mean, do you not watch detective shows? There's always a hair sample somewhere.
Well, yeah, but I'm thinking, unless he's shaking his head against that microphone.
If he took his hat off at some point, run his fingers through his hair, who knows?
Dude, that was
at least it was one of those hairs. I was a little worried where this discussion was going to go.
That thing,
honestly,
all the way down.
When you started talking about there was a hair, I mean, it's like a pube on a toilet seat. I didn't know where you were going to go with that.
You get hairs on microphones. You got sticky substances on the desk.
Honestly,
I mean, what the hell's going on?
I'm not sure
here?
what was going on in there, because that sticky substance, the outline of it, the way, I mean, it could have been a bottom, right?
It looked like a butt imprint.
It looked like a butt imprint.
Yes.
Now, if there was nothing but guys in this building, but you know what I mean? I mean,
I'm not sure where you're going there, but
well, I'm just saying
there's two guys in this studio from 6 to 10 a.m.
Well, technically four.
Technically,
if you count Edwin and Vic.
Yeah, but they're on the other side of the glass.
Yeah, but sometimes they work their way in here.
All right, dude, I'm telling you, I don't know what the hell that was, but I had to clean that up. And Minix, what, did you touch it? I'm like, no.
Yes, it is. It's sticky.
Touch it. What the hell? Yes, it was sticky.
It was sticky.
It was, because when I'm wiping it up, you get a little resistance.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so it was
you
sticky.
don't like resistance.
No, I don't. Because they just get gooey and sticky and stick all over everything. Exactly. That's exactly what was happening. So I don't know what the hell those fellas were doing this morning. They're already getting close, apparently.
I don't want any jack sauce on my hamburger, man.
Or the desktop. Are they getting close?
They must be. Getting a little physical.
They got spillage in the studio.
Spillage and hair. In whatever order you want.
You don't have one of those. Well, we know the hair was not A.J. Hoffman's.
No, there's no question about that. No question about that.
And it wasn't Pop-Tart crumbs.
No.
Apparently, in a meeting this morning, there was a long discussion. Has Rob completely ended his relationship with Pop-Tarts?
I don't know. Has he?
Apparently, that's what I heard this morning.
Why would he do that?
Well, because remember, there was this whole big thing that the Pop-Tart mess that was made every morning, and a certain person named Morgan in the building had to clean them up.
Yes.
She was saying this morning that hasn't happened in a while, so apparently Rob no longer eats Pop-Tarts.
No, maybe he's just eating them cold. You can do that.
I mean, you can,
You don't
but
have to heat them up.
They would still make a mess. And it's not like there's Pop-Tart mess in here, because then you would be bitching about it daily.
Well, I would be. And then whatever that sticky substance was on the desk.
Maybe there was a donut in here.
That wasn't a donut, my friend.
Well, maybe it was a donut, and then when it was wiped up, it just made a mess messier.
Well, the fellas will be here at 4:00.
They will be.
We'll ask.
Are you? Are
What
you going
the
to do
hell?
some
Yes.
detective work? You're going to pull out the black light and everything?
I'm going to go. Well, no, I don't want any black light. No. I don't want to know if that's what it was. Kind of like behind the kitchen door. I don't want to know what's happening back there.
But you do want to know what's happening behind the scenes at a radio station from 6 to 10 a.m.
If I have to come in and clean up the mess, yes, I do.
So really, this is only a problem because you had to clean up the mess.
That's exactly right.
Once again, I'm fortunate that my workstation is shared by a guy that's clean.
Well, is he? We don't know him that well yet.
2 days in, I think we would know if he was a slob.
Well, it's kind of like a guest being at your house for 2 days. That's okay, and they're very polite. They stay there a couple of weeks, and then they turn into jackasses. Not that that's going to happen with AJ. I'm just saying.
No, he can't turn into that if you start off. No,
Right.
I mean, you know, seriously, you look at this. He appears to be clean.
Yeah, he appears. Yes,
he cleans up every day. I walk in, and it's nice. Looks like the way I left it the night before.
Okay.
Like you almost didn't even know that he was here.
Okay.
Which is the way it should be.
That's good.
Yes.
I have hair on a microphone and sticky substance on the desk. See, Rob's been here a while. He doesn't give a damn.
There's something about that side. There really is.
I'm not messy. I clean up. It's perfectly clean.
And except when you don't.
Never. I don't eat in here typically.
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 You have spilled.
I have?
You have.
I only drink water.
Still. Just
That's
saying.
not sticky.
It's not sticky. It's not sticky. Do whatever you do. Take the Febreze away from Rob Thompson.
You realize when I left here last night, it was on my left.
Yes.
Up against the wall.
Yes.
And today when we come in, it is now on my right. So I'm assuming it's been sprayed.
Okay. We got to get rid of that.
All right, we can do that.
You're in control right now. You can reach it and go put it behind the Derek White bobblehead over there.
That's not going to stop Rob.
He might not find it if it's behind Derek White with hair.
That is kind of funny looking.
I mean, if you see the Derek White bobblehead with hair and you get ready to watch the Boston game tonight, it's like two different people. Of course, he's playing like a completely different player in Boston than what he was in San Antonio.
Well, I mean, if you'd let a guy develop.
Well, they developed him and sent him to Boston.
Uh-huh.
And then he bloomed and shaved his head.
He did. I'm actually happy about that.
What?
Well, it was getting out of control.
What do you mean it was getting out of
Derek
control?
White's hair was getting out of control. It was all over the place.
Did you give him hair tips at any point?
Well, I should have. You know, at one point, this rarely known fact that I lived in the same apartment complex as Mr. White.
Did you really?
I really did. I'd wave.
Yeah?
Yeah. In the morning. Hey, Derek.
Did you offer hair tips?
No.
When you guys
he
were
didn't
out
ask.
walking dogs?
He could have asked.
I mean,
I don't know if he had because I lived, and this was when I first got, when I had to live on my own.
Yeah, divorced.
Yes.
When you first got kicked out.
Yes. Well,
When you had to find your own place to stay.
I was happily willing to do that. But yeah, it was like a couple of buildings down. But he lived on the corner closer to the entrance. And so I'd see him as I drive out or come back in, depending.
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of cool.
Sure.
And I didn't know that until, I guess, you call them landlords, the management.
Yeah.
They told me.
Why would they tell you that?
Well, I just thought it was interesting.
I mean,
well,
I mean, would you
I
ask?
was on TV at the time. Maybe they thought I needed to know that.
Hey, you know, Derek White lives here.
Yeah,
Isn't that like a breach of his privacy?
it might be.
I mean, imagine them telling the old ladies at the Bridge Club, Joe Reinigle lives here.
I wish they would have at that time. I was lonely.
Were you that lonely?
Well, I don't know.
Were you that lonely?
Maybe.
Who was it that might soon be finding an apartment today? You sent the audio earlier. Josh Hart. He went 48 minutes last night. 48. Afterwards, reporters asked him, dude, you went 48 minutes. You're not even tired. What does make you tired?
No, my wife arguing with me. That makes me extremely tired. Dude, we can relate. Yeah.
Soon he'll be sharing an apartment with Derek White.
I'm sure he won't be. Isn't Derek married now?
He probably.
I don't know if he is or not. I think he had a girlfriend at the time that we lived in the same apartment complex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The same one?
Never saw her though.
Oh.
I don't know. I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Private guy.
Sure.
But every now and then it'd be, hey Derek.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It happens.
Nice guy.
Very nice.
Yeah.
He is. He was a good dude.
Great guy. He still is, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I wish he was still playing here in San Antonio.
I know you do.
I really did.
And if you used your hair product, that hair would be a weapon on the basketball court.
It would be, but it was just everywhere.
It was.
Yeah.
It bothered you.
It did.
I mean, because he'd get hairs on microphones.
Well, that's Rob Thompson.
Yes.
I need to give him some hair tips.
Good luck. Good luck.
Uh-huh.
Your hair products would hurt Rob Thompson.
Well, they might.
They would.
He's got a pretty thick head of hair.
Rob has great hair.
Yeah.
And he likes it long and flowy.
He does.
I mean, like the other day, Rob said he got a haircut, and I heard AJ saying, "Dude, you call that a haircut?" And for Rob, yes, Rob's got great hair.
He got one haircut, and it ended up on my
Oh,
microphone
good
over
Lord.
here.
Quit your bed shit.
Just woo, all the way down.
Yeah. What did it do?
Woo, all the way down. It was just a hair hanging there. It looked like somebody put it there. I mean, I understand the hair's falling out of your head.
Yes.
But this one looks like it was strategically placed there.
Rob is never that bored.
I'm just saying.
Rob would not be that bored.
Rob doodles.
Doodling and playing with your hair and placing it strategically are two very different things.
I'm just saying. This
like
one
complete opposite by definition.
If that was just random, it was one of those perfectly random hair placements. I mean, it was perfectly right down the middle, too, of the little condom there.
Perfectly random hair placement.
Yes.
Must-win situation. Make it make sense. How can anything be perfectly random?
Well, I don't know, but it was, if he didn't place it there, and you're saying it's random,
yeah,
it was perfectly random.
There was quite the tribute to Wemby last night.
There was.
I mean, shocking that he won Rookie of the Year, I know. Shocking that it was unanimous.
What a surprise.
The surprise were the videos that dropped afterwards that were incredible. Let's talk about it. Coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You know, we're still in that springtime storm season, and unfortunately, man, there's been a lot of storms. Oklahoma, other places in the middle of the country. Hopefully that stuff stays away from San Antonio and South Texas, but you just never know. And you want to make sure that your roof is in great shape, that it can take care of whatever Mother Nature has to throw at us. And really, there is only one name in roofing that stands high above the rest: Stevens Roofing. I've been talking about Stevens Roofing, and I'm proud to do so. They've been in business in San Antonio and South Texas for a long time. They're not going anywhere. That tells you they stand behind their work. It's all it tells you. And look, if you're in the market for a new roof, you need an upgrade, or you just want an inspection to make sure that your roof is okay, work with the experienced team that brings local roots, value, and a vast knowledge of their craft to every job. Work with Stevens Roofing. Give them a call. Let them check that roof out for you to make sure it's okay. 210-785-0994. You can also get them online at stevensroofing.net, but write the number down. Keep it handy. 210-785-0994.
94.1.
Hi, I'm Henry Winkler. My eyes are very important to me. My eyes connect me with everything I love. I loved my late father-in-law dearly. He always lit up a room, but his vision dimmed with age. He had age-related macular degeneration, or AMD. And since partnering with Apellis, I've learned there's an advanced form of dry AMD called geographic atrophy, or GA. His struggle with vision loss made me want to help others know about GA's warning signs. For some, colors appear dull or washed out. For others, hazy or blurred vision make it hard to see details, like fine print on price tags. Many have trouble seeing in the dark, making driving at night difficult. GA gets worse over time and cannot be reversed. If you think you have GA, don't wait. Treatments are available. Ask a retina specialist about FDA-approved treatments for GA and go to GAWon'tWait.com.
Some people just know the best rate for you is a rate based on you with Allstate. And look at you, hands perfectly placed on the wheel, not like the driver to the right of you who's really going after that drum solo. Save with DriveWise in the Allstate app and only pay a rate based on you.
Not available in every state, subject to terms and conditions. Rating factors and savings vary, and in some states your rate could increase with high-risk driving. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Around here at Wrangler, we are all excited for spring. The longer days, the warmer nights. When you've got your pick of shorts and jeans, either works just fine. Blue skies, open roads. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
Check engine light on? Take the guesswork out of your check engine light with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
If you're a man and you live in San Antonio or the surrounding areas, you need to pay close attention to what I'm about to say. Are you having issues rising to the occasion? Do you constantly worry about whether or not you can perform? Have you completely stopped having adult time? Is it something you just don't talk about? Guys, we have a solution. Mojo, the 100% guaranteed male enhancer pill that's fast, effective, and was designed to reignite passion, performance, and confidence in the bedroom. Yeah. Be ready at a moment's notice with the Mojo Male Enhancement Pill from Pure Line Nutrition. And for those of you who have used Mojo, check out Mojo Enduramax. Touchdown! A new formula that improves the potency and effectiveness of Mojo. Get fast results, last longer, and be the man she'll never forget. Mojo and Mojo Enduramax, 100% natural male enhancement formulas, only available at Pure Line Nutrition. Call now, 210-494-2210. That's 210-494-2210. Or visit us online at thepureline.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
The Jim Rome Show, weekdays at noon.
I love San Antonio, man. I love it.
On 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minnick. Tomorrow, the Blitz is going to be live out at the Big Blind at 281 and Redland Road. Their official grand opening celebration kicks off tomorrow with a $12K tournament.
$12K.
Normally, it's a $6,000.
That's right.
Tournament. But the buy-in and everything is still the same.
Still the same. Just more money to be won.
Yep.
And that's what's good. Hey, the whole weekend for the next, starting tomorrow all the way through Sunday, they got special stuff going on. This is going to be a lot of fun.
And they've added in the blackjack tournament.
They have.
I believe the only place in town that does blackjack tournaments.
They're going to have them tomorrow night?
They are.
All right.
They are.
You may have to get in on that.
Mm-hmm. So we said yesterday as we were closing out the show by the time we get home, Wemby will have officially won Rookie of the Year. We did the breaking news before we left.
Yeah.
Just the only thing we didn't really know was would it be unanimous, although we expected it would be unanimous. We were barely out of the parking lot here on Eisenhower Road before the announcement was made and made official that Wemby indeed was the Rookie of the Year. Shocker, I know.
Yeah, shocker, right? That we could have made that announcement 2 months ago. But you're right. The fact that it was unanimous is cool. Hasn't happened in 9 years or so since Cat did it. Karl Anthony Towns.
And it is important. It's a big deal. Defensive Player of the Year gets announced tonight. I don't expect him to win that one.
No.
But individual awards like this, obviously the fan base is high on him winning it. But you know what? Even Wemby said last night, it was important to him.
I mean, my goals were always to help my team as best as I could and get better as the year went on. And I knew that in order to do this, I had to be individually good on the court, and dominant. So it was a huge thing for me and a big thing to get. So it's always been really important, and I'm glad it's finally official.
And that's good. And I loved what else he said. He said he's going to put that trophy in the back of his closet, because he wants it to be overshadowed by all the other awards that he gets throughout his career.
Yeah.
And I thought that's fantastic.
Well, and talking on Inside the NBA after it was announced, where he improved over the course of the season.
Very simple, like statistically already, the simple stats, but also the advanced stats, everything pretty much got better. And on my side, what I made big efforts on, I would say, is the playmaking, the shot selection, and also after the minutes restrictions I've had, I had to get back into a good shape to play more than 30, 35 minutes. The cardio, I think I've made huge improvements on. So it's really I've gotten so much better in such a few months. So I'm really glad.
And I don't think there's any question about it. You just watch the difference between the first part of the year and the second part of the year. And he looked more comfortable. He looked like he knew he belonged. He knew he was the best player on the floor most of the time. So, yeah, all of those things. He just got better as the season progressed.
And he did. He was dominant. I remember post-Christmas, you could just tell the light switch had gone off for him. And there were certain games in there where you just felt like, okay. I mean, Chet was in the running for a while. And I remember saying at one point, the only reason why Chet could win this award is because he's on a winning basketball team.
Yeah.
And then that quickly went out the window just with the domination that you were seeing from Wemby. It is a big deal that he was unanimous. So even the guys that cover the Oklahoma City Thunder couldn't vote for their guy.
He should have been a rookie anyway, for goodness sake.
True, but I mean, those are the rules. But yeah, I mean, for that guy who probably thought he would have won it and probably would have won it in any other year, didn't even get a vote, tells you how dominant Wemby is.
No doubt about it. And look, the future is bright. And what was it, Fanatics, Jason, that put out the video?
The video was incredible.
If you haven't seen that, you have to see it. It is absolutely fantastic. I don't know how it's even hard to describe. I mean, but it gives you the chills watching that thing.
First off, you get all these legends where he's walking in and it looks like he's in a museum. And it was actually apparently at the AT&T Center. Michael C. Wright from NBA.com apparently had some fly on the wall access and documented the surprise. Like Wemby went to that commercial shoot not knowing it was a commercial shoot.
Right.
And all the pictures are up, and then they start talking. Started with Jason Kidd. You got Shaq, Pau Gasol, David Robinson, everybody except for Tim Duncan seemingly was in this video. And encouraging words, inspiring words. It was so well done. I mean, extremely well done from Fanatics. And then you had Nike and you had, all these other tributes that were, again, go watch them. Go give yourself 30 minutes on YouTube or Twitter watching some of those videos. Just so well done.
Well, in the Fanatics one, I haven't seen the Nike one, but in the Fanatics one, the look on Wemby's face. He's just he's thrilled and honored, obviously, that all of these greats are, congratulating him and telling him what a great job he did and the future's bright and all of that stuff. Allen Iverson and LeBron James. I mean, it was a who's who. Shaq was in there, and so it was it was really well done. It was a good deal.
And according to Michael C. Wright, a complete surprise kind of prank, if you will. But it was a commercial shoot. And apparently with the rehearsal, they had a really tall guy having to stand on a box so they could frame the cameras the right way before he got there. Because by all accounts, I mean, I think that was all done in one take. Which,
oh, wow.
Yeah, because it wasn't like Wemby didn't know it was a commercial shoot.
Yeah.
And so that's the way I read it from Michael C. Wright, who's got a great write-up on NBA.com, kind of being behind the scenes with that.
Well, it was well done. There's no question about it. And although he's not going to win Defensive Player of the Year, probably should. He's not going to. I mean, unless the surprise of all surprises. But look, it's the last night's award is the first of a lot.
Yep.
For this young man. And it's just I just hope that the Spurs do what's right, start building this team. Don't run back the same team you got. Let's add to it. Let's get this thing going. This young man is ready to roll.
It's going to be such an interesting offseason for the San Antonio Spurs.
Yeah, no question.
And we'll dive into that and some things that Bobby Marks said, the ESPN front office insider, on what the Spurs do. He's got a great article right now at ESPN.com. And again, it's all in a lot of ways, all the things that we've been saying.
Yes.
Just with all the numbers put to it, with all the gazillions of draft picks that they have over the next 100 years, it feels like. Boy, 15 second rounders. What are we going to do with those?
Yes.
But again, it's all there. Some of the decisions that do have to be made. As for the games last night, the one really good game and one piece of crap game, and one game that a lot of people are bitching about the officials. The last 2-minute report has come out from the Knicks game last night, and it looks like a CBS receipt. All the things that they missed, it's ridiculous. And so if you want to bitch about the officiating last night, the NBA says, yep, we messed that up.
Just stop with the 2-minute report. Honestly, can we just stop with that?
Why?
I mean,
doesn't it make you feel better knowing that they're saying, yeah, you know what? That wasn't a kicked ball after all.
Sure. That makes me feel a lot better.
Yeah.
And, if you're an Indiana Pacer fan, you're going, oh, thank you. We lost, but that feels so much better now knowing that you screwed up. That's awesome.
Yeah.
But it's still 0-1. And there's nothing we can do about it.
Yeah. A moving screen? What moving screen? I didn't see that.
Oh my gosh.
It was an incredible game last night. An incredible second half by Jalen Brunson. Yet, because of the officials, I think more people are talking about the blown calls than the great basketball that we saw. The reality is, I don't know who would have won that game. I don't know that the officials won that game for the Knicks if they wouldn't have figured out how to win it anyway. The way Jalen Brunson was playing, in that second half, it was incredible.
No, he was fantastic. That's going to be a good series, I think. I really do. And I thought Indiana was going to pull that thing out last night. They blew it for all intents and purposes, right? I mean, had every opportunity in the world and couldn't get it done. And credit Brunson and Hart and all of those guys. So.
Yeah, it was Brunson was just incredible. It was a fun game.
Yep,
fun game in New York. Denver, your defending champions are in trouble.
They are in big trouble, and the wheels are flying off the Denver Nuggets.
106-80.
I mean, look, Minnesota is old school basketball. But what I mean by that is they play defense and they're good at it. And it's really fun to watch. I mean, it's not the modern NBA that we're used to where nobody plays defense and everybody's making threes all over the place. I tell you what, it's fun to watch that Minnesota team. And Anthony Edwards, dude, what else can you say about him? He's spectacular.
And that was a shorthanded Minnesota team.
Well, okay.
What do you mean, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
You got a little softy there who was out. So it didn't hurt them any.
Who are we talking about?
Gobert, Rudy.
Won't he win an award tonight?
He will.
He's going to win. You're just calling him a softy.
Well, he is.
I mean, defensive player of the year is not there, and they don't miss him.
No.
Is that what you're saying?
They didn't miss him a bit.
They did not miss him last night. And, it's interesting because I said yesterday that I wonder if doubt is creeping into the minds of Denver. Yes, they got by the Lakers, but they didn't dominate the Lakers. If the Lakers could play 4 quarters of basketball, the Lakers might have won that series. I said yesterday, Denver does not look like a championship team. And game 2 on their floor, they get run out of the building. Joker after the game last night, very confident. Listen to the confidence in his voice when asked if he thinks his Denver team can go to Minnesota and turn this into a series.
I mean, hopefully. Yes, that's the goal. So hopefully we're gonna go there and put up the fight and bring the series back.
Yeah, Denver sounds good.
Hopefully. And look,
hopefully,
and they should be. Jamal Murray should be suspended.
Well, there's that.
I mean, he should be he's not going to be.
You don't think?
No.
How do they not suspend him?
I don't know. But
they have to suspend him.
If somebody would have gotten hurt, and that was very possible, he needs to be suspended. And I tell you what, I like Jamal Murray. I like the way he plays. But the way he acted last night is just unacceptable. It's completely unacceptable. And you throw a heating pad out onto the floor. I mean, what kind of 3-year-old does that, Jamal?
Well, and he threw a towel too, but it didn't make the floor. That was the crazy thing. It just made the baseline, then the heating pad, and the Windhorse. Did you see Windhorse this morning on Get Up?
I did not.
Apparently, there are inconsistent rules in the NBA. So if you're to throw something from the court into the stands like a piece of gum, you would get immediately kicked out. But if you throw something from the bench area onto the court, it's a technical if the officials see it.
And apparently they didn't see it.
And they didn't see it.
Every fan has a heating pad with them, I'm sure, as soon as they walk in the arena. So, I mean, it's hard to tell who threw that.
You mean you don't carry a heating pad with you when you go to a game? Because those seats are uncomfortable. I mean,
maybe I should.
The Minnesota coach, he wasn't sure. Chris Finch was like, I don't know how you don't get punished for that in the game.
Well, I didn't actually see it happen, but when it was explained to me, the referees didn't see it either, so they're not able to issue a technical unless they see it. We tried to impress upon them that there probably aren't many fans in the building that have a heat pack, so it probably had to come from the bench, which they found logical. But yeah, it's inexcusable and dangerous. And, I'm sure it was just a mistake and an oversight. I'm sure there was nothing intentional by the officiating at all, but certainly can't allow that to happen.
And he's got to be suspended at least one game.
Well, you would think.
I mean, if there is a fight and one toe hits the court, you're out.
Well,
if you throw something, it's logical. It's logical you would get suspended for at least one game. And he threw 2 things towards the court. One, that towel just didn't make it.
Well, the heating pad, if somebody steps on that and turns an ankle, they're done.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously. And that's the dangerous part of that. And so, yeah, he needs to be suspended. I'm afraid he's not going to be, but he needs to be. And you know what? So be it. And I just think, Joker was asked if he needs to control his emotions, talking about Jamal Murray. And he tried to be politically correct. He says, look, I'm controlling mine. You ask him, basically, is what he said. And it's like, they're all got to be fed up with it. Who does that? I mean, you're the defending champion of the NBA, and you get beat. There's no shame. None. But what you're doing is putting shame on the Denver Nuggets basketball team.
Throwing anything, a heating pad, a cup, whatever.
It's ridiculous what he did. That was just, it's sad to see. And again, I like Jamal Murray. I love watching him play, but that was just uncalled for and certainly not something you expect out of an NBA professional.
No. I fully expect him to be suspended.
I hope you're right. I'm just afraid they're not going to because they're in the middle of a playoff series.
I don't see how the NBA could save face
Well,
if they don't suspend him.
I hope they do.
We'll see. I mean, it's 3:30 in the East. I don't know. By tomorrow morning, we'll know. We'll know. Although they don't play until what, Friday? So they got a couple of days to review tape.
Well, it doesn't take much.
It doesn't.
I saw it all over ESPN today. It's pretty clear.
Well, yeah, it was pretty clear last night.
Yeah.
It was pretty clear last night.
Yeah, and that too.
I just don't know how the NBA could not. He threw something on the court. If it were just the towel and he didn't make the court, he still threw it in the direction of the referee, which, again, it was a towel, but what if it was something else in the direction of a referee? I don't know. I don't know how the NBA can let that slide.
Well, and again, injury, the injury potential with something like that was just enormous.
Big time. As the Cowboys go into the offseason with an incredible running back room as we sit, there's talks.
Sarcasm there?
Oh, very. It's dripping. Dripping. There's all kinds of rumors now. One about Najee Harris to the Dallas Cowboys, which do it. Coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. If it has been a while since you've been to the dentist, maybe you just need to go see a dentist and you don't have one, go see my dentist, Dr. Smith over at Smile Structure Dentistry and Braces. I realize a lot of times, guys, you're not going to the dentist until you're in pain. Don't wait until you're in pain, but if you're in pain, smilestructure.com. Go there now and book your appointment and get in and see them. At Smile Structure Dentistry and Braces, they're a general and family dental practice that can handle all of your dentistry needs: cleaning, whitening, crowns, fillings, dental implants, wisdom teeth extraction, general dentistry to oral surgery. If you're in pain, they'll get you out of pain. If you're thinking about Invisalign, they'll do that for you. Orthodontics for the kids. Smile Structure can handle every aspect of your dentistry needs. They offer general anesthesia, sedation, and cosmetic dentistry. Medicaid and all PPO insurance is accepted, and they offer a dental savings plan if you don't have dental insurance. Smile Structure Dentistry and Braces is veteran-owned and operated, and they offer discounts to uninsured veterans. And they also offer great second opinion. So if you've been to the dentist that has suggested all kinds of work being done, you want to get a second opinion on that, book that appointment. Smilestructure.com is the website. 5 San Antonio area locations. Book your appointment online, smilestructure.com.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Wednesday on the Morning Huddle, the playoffs continue. Anthony Edwards is separating, but he's not the MVP of the playoffs.
Mavs, Thunder, Celtics, Cavs, who takes game one, all that and more on the Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textplan.us. Texting rules for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop, opt out.
Guys, let's get real about your hair loss. How long have you been wearing a hat? Hiding thinning hair or a rapidly growing bald spot? Just stop it. You're not a 12-year-old little leaguer. You're a grown man. It's time to take action. Let the hat go and get your real hair back permanently with Bosley. You heard that right. Bosley, America's #1 hair restoration experts, can give you your real hair back permanently. And right now, Bosley is giving away an absolutely free information kit and a free gift card to everyone that texts SHOW to 200-300. Plus, text right now and get a link to this month's incredible deals. Join the millions of people who come to Bosley and see just how awesome your hair could look. Text SHOW to 200-300 for your absolutely free information kit and a free $250 gift card off, plus a special link to incredible deals. Text SHOW to 200-300 now. Text SHOW to 200-300.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Febreze.
So my home is also my office. And before I can focus, every room's gotta be clean. That means tidying up and spraying my Febreze Air Mist. Ooh, that's fresh. Febreze Air Mist scents are all high quality. They fight any weird funk, and they give my air an instant boost of freshness. So not only does my home smell good, I feel good too. After I Febreze, it's time to start my day.
Breathe happy, Febreze. La 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 la.
What drives you? At 303 Car Care, we're driven to put the best detailing products in your hands. We create every formula, fill every bottle, and test every batch of 303 at our Chicago headquarters, always with quality in mind. From cleaners and coatings to our flagship aerospace protective, you can trust that every 303 product does what the label says it's going to do. That's because 303 is driven by quality. Available at most auto retailers and Amazon.
Pork rinds pack a protein punch and are the boldest low-carb snacks out there. Skip the chip and try Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds for that ultimate crunch. And with flavors that will have you craving for more, the time to stock up on Southern Recipe at H-E-B is now. Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds. Be big, be bold, be adventurous.
Some people just know there's a better way to do things, like bundling your home and auto insurance with Allstate. To the grocery store for milk instead of buying your own cow. You know there's an easier and better way. Save up to 25% when you bundle home and auto with Allstate.
Bundled savings vary by state and are not available in every state. Saving up to 25% is the countrywide average of the maximum available savings off the home policy. Allstate Vehicle and Property Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Have you ever lifted a piece of furniture only to discover the carpet underneath looks brand new while the rest of it looks, well, not brand new? That's when you realize you need new carpet. At the Home Depot, we have a wide selection of all the top brands. Best of all, installation is included. So all you need to do is choose something that matches your style. Start your carpet project today at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Installation included with qualifying purchases. Exclusions apply. For licenses, see homedepot.com/license numbers.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Our situation is just, no one ever wants to say it, but it's salary cap. And we just didn't have the money to allocate to that position.
Yeah, that was Steven the other day on why they didn't go after, I don't know, Derrick Henry.
Yeah, that guy.
But then there's trade rumors started late yesterday and then last night that the Cowboys could be talking with the Steelers about Najee Harris in a trade. Now, I don't know what they're willing to give up to get a Najee Harris, but we know Pittsburgh didn't pick up his fifth-year option.
Right.
But he's still a first-round guy with first-round salary, right?
Well, sure.
Would you make a trade for Najee Harris?
Well, no. Unless you're going all in. Right? I mean,
is Najee Harris who you're going all in with?
No, but at least he's a running back that has a future. But the fact that he's going in, to his final year of his rookie deal, that's a problem because then you're stuck with him and you got to pay him.
Well, unless you just want to tag him because you like tagging people.
Or unless you're just going all in and he's the final piece of the puzzle, which clearly that's not the case in Dallas. So, no, it makes no sense.
Well, see, I was a big fan of Najee Harris when he first came out. He's been on my fantasy team for a couple of years. I'm out on Najee Harris.
Injury prone, huh?
And unproductive. Now, granted, I know he's been on some Steeler teams that haven't been great. if we're going to put trade rumors involving the Cowboys, can we at least have something that would get you excited about so we can be mad at the Joneses for not doing this? Like when the Joneses don't do this, I'm going to celebrate. All right, Jerry, great decision not to work that trade. I mean, we know you answer the call anytime somebody calls and you entertain every idea. You tell us that all the time. If your phone rings, you'll have a discussion. You have a problem dialing a damn phone, like Derrick Henry, but you will answer any call that comes in. If they called and they offered you something and you guys run your due diligence, whatever the hell it is you do, and you decide not to do this deal, I will celebrate what the Cowboys don't do here with Najee Harris.
Well, according to Pro Football Talk, they're not going to do it. They have thrown the water on that fire, so they're not going to do it. They think, and I truly believe this, and I know you guys think I'm nuts. They think Zeke Elliott's the guy.
I don't think they do.
They do.
They don't.
Well, I mean, a guy like a Najee Harris, maybe not him, but somebody like him would make a lot of sense.
Well, sure. I mean, Rashad Penny just got picked up. He was available. There are running backs available that are maybe older, but just as unproductive as Najee Harris that you could probably get for cheaper, where you don't have to give up a draft pick, where you don't have to give up anything. Those guys are available to work. On their LinkedIn right now, it says available to work. They want to work.
You know, it's interesting that these rumors start coming out now because there's another rumor that I saw is that Brandon Cooks is being dangled to the Pittsburgh Steelers for draft picks.
Yeah.
So, and these rumors, you don't know if there's any legs to them or not, but I throw them out there because, well, if you're the Cowboys and you think the Jalen's are going to be okay, then I can see doing that, maybe getting some draft capital. But what does that tell you? If that's true and they're getting draft capital, sounds like a rebuild is in the making, doesn't it?
They're always collecting draft picks.
I'm just saying.
I mean,
or giving them away to San Francisco, one of the two.
Well, I mean, but no, the Cowboys, they got so many compensatory picks coming, and they realize once they sign Dak and once they sign CD, the diminished talent that's around them, they're going to need lots of draft picks to fill out the roster with a bunch of rookies. That is part of the grand plan, Joe. It's not about a rebuild. It's how do you function with a high-priced quarterback, a high-priced wide receiver, and a high-priced defensive end / linebacker / sumo wrestler guy. So when you do that, they're going to need all the picks they can because that's how they're going to fill out their roster is through draft guys.
Well, that's great. And so you have three guys you're paying, 90% of the salary to
50,
and you're going to lose. So that congratulations for Dak, CD, and Micah. They're going to celebrate.
Well,
they don't give a damn. Oh, what the hell? I'm
Here
making
we go.
$60 million a year. Who cares if we win or not? Doesn't matter. Here we go. Got a bunch of rookies around me.
When you're negotiating, that's your one time to be selfish.
It's time to rebuild in Dallas.
It ain't happening.
I'm just saying.
They're not going to rebuild.
It's time.
It might be time, but it's not.
It's time.
Now granted, I think Dak will get a deal before the start of the season. I think we'll see it right around his birthday in Oxnard, California, and we'll be there for the party. If he doesn't, then, all right, I think we might be looking at final year of his deal. Because the idea, and I've heard some people and read some articles that, they're going to let Dak play this out, and then they'll give him the mega contract before the start of free agency.
Why?
Well, why? Because they don't want life without Dak. That's why. But if I'm Dak Prescott and I play this season out, and I'm in Cancun in January because February I'm not going to New Orleans unless I'm getting like Man of the Year or MVP or whatever the award is that he'll be up for. If you go this year and you've got a chance to test free agency, wouldn't you do it?
Absolutely, I would.
And I don't think the Cowboys, I don't think Jerry wants that to happen. I really don't. I think about what it would be like for Jerry Jones if Dak Prescott were to go win a Super Bowl with another franchise.
It would be awful. But you take that chance with any guy you'd let go.
Yes.
And he's had that happen, hasn't he?
Well, I mean,
not a quarterback.
Not a quarterback, obviously, but like with DeMarcus Ware, he wanted DeMarcus Ware to go win a Super Bowl and knew it wasn't going to happen in Dallas. go get your ring somewhere else because we ain't getting it done for
Wouldn't
you.
you want that for Dak too? I mean, you have Jerry and Dak are close. Dak, go get your ring somewhere else because you're not going to get it here.
Yeah, no, because they keep telling us they think that Dak Prescott can win a Super Bowl.
But they just don't say with the Dallas Cowboys.
Well, actually, I think Steven said the other day he can take us to a championship.
Oh, okay.
Now, we know Mike McCarthy has already built a
buying
championship program, just not a world championship
We have
program.
established a championship program. It's just not the world championship yet.
You know, so I mean, you know, when Steven says championship, he didn't say Super Bowl the other day on Mad Dog Radio. He said championship. And they've got a couple of NFC East championship T-shirts and caps.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean,
that's what he's talking about.
I don't know.
Yeah, they could become the first team in a long time to go back-to-back NFC East champs.
They could be.
Buy into us.
Think about the T-shirts that they would sell.
Wow, back-to-back.
Back-to-back NFC East champs. We haven't seen those in 20 years.
We haven't. I don't think we've ever seen them.
And with a diminished roster full of promise.
Yes. I just, man. And you got to start looking toward the future, don't you? And they're doing that, obviously.
Yeah.
It's time.
It's time.
Rip the Band-Aid off.
Rip it off.
Rip it off.
Right there.
Let it heal and
Woo.
start over.
Yeah, baby.
Other teams have done it.
Yeah, they have.
Cowboys can do it too.
Can they?
Yes.
Will they?
I don't know if they will, but they
Okay.
should. That's from my official medical expertise. Rip it off, baby. Rip it off.
I didn't know this was a medical thing now.
Well, you know, we're talking to the docs later.
Oh, yeah. Be like playing Operation when you were a kid.
I did. I really did.
We all did.
I really did.
I hadn't thought about that game until it was brought up the other night with
Jeff Frost looks just like that dude. He really does. Looks just like him. Used to scare the hell out of me when I'd hit the side of that thing. Didn't it scare you?
Did it scare me?
Yeah, when you're trying to get the bone out. and it
and that would scare you?
Yes. Because you're not expecting it. You're going in
What do
there.
you mean you're not expecting
with precision.
Do you not have a steady hand?
Well, I've got to I did then. I may not now. I don't know.
I would have been a great surgeon.
Uh-huh. Yeah, not me.
What are you laughing at, Pledge?
First sight of blood, man.
I'm
I'm
out.
gone. I'm done.
Blood, puke, bodily fluids, all of it. I can't deal with it. That's why I had to stop at one kid, man. I can't do this.
Oh.
Nothing like having a nurse wife and everything bad happens when she's not around.
Now, you know, she's not afraid of blood, obviously.
No.
Who makes those people? My daughter's
God.
a nurse.
God makes those
I know.
people.
But
And
my
God
daughter's
bless
a
them.
nurse.
Yeah.
And she, you know. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm glad there are people that are like that.
Dude, I feel
Yes.
like I've got 3 nursing degrees.
Oh, yeah?
I've written a lot of papers.
Uh-huh.
I've made 3-page papers, 10-page papers many times.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
So I don't understand what you're saying. Were you doing Joanna's homework for her?
Maybe.
Oh.
Maybe.
No, I know you weren't.
Oh,
dude.
no. Oh, no. Oh, I mean, when we got that master's degree, I claim half of that.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, I wrote a lot of
sure.
papers. I
Uh-huh.
took a lot of 2-page papers and added a bunch of BS in there to make them 10 pages.
Dude,
I helped out with Bree.
I'm glad I'm wearing
on
shorts
her
today
degree.
because the
I tell you, when my
poop
wife
is getting thick in this room.
no, you can call her and ask her. 'Cause, I mean, when that degree came in, it was all framed. I literally took one of those little things and put my name next to it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it didn't
Yeah,
stay
it
up
didn't
very
stay-
long.
No,
No,
I'm sure it didn't.
no. And Bree's degree?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And Joanna should have her name on that one. She's doing well now, but trust me, when she was a nursing professor and knowing where those kids were in clinicals, you knew
Yeah.
where not to go.
Uh-huh.
I kid.
Yes, I know. I know you're not. I've known you too long, dude. There's
No,
no way.
I wrote a lot of papers.
Well, I'm sure you did.
Yes.
Now, did they get turned in or not?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
with
they
A's.
did.
Oh, yeah.
I got to talk to Joanna because I'm not sure I believe you.
Oh, you should.
Well, I will.
You should.
I will. She'll
Yes.
tell me the truth.
Dude, I wrote a lot of great papers.
I'm sure you did.
Yes.
On what?
On all kinds of things. Words I can't pronounce. You take this and you turn it into that.
Uh-huh.
Add to it.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll talk to Joanna.
No, you can't. You can text
No,
her.
I will. I will.
Like my name should be on some of those
Uh-huh,
degrees.
uh-huh.
I feel like I've got a nursing degree.
I'm sure you
I just
do.
don't have the practical experience.
Uh-huh. Can you imagine lying in a hospital bed fighting for your life and Minix walks in? No!
Please. Well, you had a good run. That's what it would be like. You stubbed your toe? Yeah, we're going to have to cut that off.
Uh-huh. It's somebody else going to have to do it because I couldn't watch that.
No, I couldn't watch.
I'll recommend somebody.
Yeah. I got a guy for everything.
Yeah, I'm sure you do.
Yeah. Need a doc? I got one.
Oh, my.
But if I had power to write prescriptions, we'd all be feeling better.
We would be.
Yeah.
No, that would be good.
Yeah. Trust me. Yeah.
I don't take advice well. You know, I had
trust me, we know.
Had a physical.
I've known you a long time.
Blood test comes back, cholesterol's a little high. First thing I do is go to Whataburger. It was great.
That's a true story. Literally, Joe comes in today. Yeah, I was at the doctor earlier. Said my cholesterol's high. And I was like, dude, you got Whataburger for lunch. Well, of course.
It was right there. I couldn't stop.
To be fair, he did give me his fries.
I did. I
Not
didn't eat
all
the
of
fries.
them.
Well, most of them.
There's a good chunk of them.
So you got his. I brought you lunch today. You had plenty of fries at lunch.
Yeah, but those were gone by the time his fries got here.
Well, of course they were gone. You're a damn vacuum cleaner.
What you guys have? Tacos from Dairy Queen?
No, we had steak strips from Dairy Queen.
Oh, I saw the Dairy Queen boxes. I'm thinking, these guys are finally coming around.
No.
Damn.
No, and you know damn well they weren't tacos. You would have been bitching that we didn't bring you any.
Pledge disappointed.
Pledge was not disappointed.
He was. I brought him tacos. He was very happy about it.
If you bring him anything, he's going to be happy about it.
That's a good point.
I mean, anything. As long as there's no onions in it, he's going to be happy.
Good point.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wonder if the morning boys are going to bring food.
I doubt it.
You don't think AJ Hoffman has been indoctrinated yet that he's got to bring breakfast tacos?
Yeah, he did. Nobody's told him that rule yet. The rookie brings donuts.
Well, it's not
or food.
Donuts. He's got to bring food.
I just want to know what the hell Rob spilled all over this desk.
Well, we'll find out. The Morning Huddle guys will join us at 4:00.
They will.
Coming up, I don't know if this is really a surprise, but Giselle is not happy with the Tom Brady roast.
Uh-oh.
Details coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You know, injuries do happen, and when they do, you can skip the ER and get to an Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, strains, conveniently located in the Corey area with extended hours Monday through Saturday. They have on-site x-ray casting and bracing. Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, but best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. So if you're injured, get to an Ortho Now Injury Clinic. Learn more online at tsaog.com. That's tsaog.com.
You're locked on the Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons 2 to 6. KTFM Floresville. And everywhere at sasportstar.com.
Maybe it's time to ask your checking account. What have you done for me lately? My Advantage Checking from Generations Federal Credit Union does more. My Advantage Checking pays you 2 days early, plus shopping rewards, identity protection, and much more. My Advantage Checking treats you right. So make the switch. Learn more at Generations Federal Credit Union. Member owned, community grown. Member eligibility requirements apply. For complete terms and conditions, visit mygenfcu.org. Federally insured by NCUA.
If you need bold banners to boost your business, but you're on a budget, think Staples. Posters, flyers, signs, and menus for less? Think Staples. Staples can print anything you need to move your business forward. Now at Staples, save $50 on your print purchase of $150 or more. Same-day service available on hundreds of items if you order by noon. And all backed by Staples' Print Perfect guarantee. So it's done right or it's printed again free. Staples, your local print and marketing expert. And 6-1, visit staples.com/print for details.
A Gain Scent Bead story. Jim was at the laundromat when he heard his ear said, "Maraca, senor," but his nose said, "Hey, freshest scent ever." Following his nose, Jim found a man pouring a bottle of Gain Scent Beads into the washer. The scent, the freshness. Jim blurted, "Sir, your scent Maraca smell amazing." Actually, Jim, most noses call them Gain Scent Beads. Try Gain scent beads. Way fresher than detergent alone.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
Hey, it's Rob Thompson here for my favorite game app. It is Prize Picks, America's #1 fantasy sports app. Heck, I'm just one of 3 million active users. They're the easiest to play. They're the most exciting way to play your daily fantasy sports. And it's unlike other apps. On Prize Picks, it's just you against the numbers. You're a fantasy player. You know when it's more. You know when it's less. Up to 100 times your money according to how you play it. $1,000 on basketball, hockey, and college basketball entries. Today is the time to play. You can turn $10 into big money quick. The biggest moments in professional basketball are happening right now, and it's no fun unless you're playing. Go to Prize Picks right now and remember the code Alamo for your first deposit match of up to $100. That's the code Alamo. Prize Picks fantasy. You're playing already. Go win. Download the Prize Picks app. Use the code Alamo, and up to $100 deposit match is coming. Prize Picks. Pick more. Pick less. It's that easy.
Whether this is her first Mother's Day or her 40th, she deserves more. Shop tons of stunning on-trend jewelry for every budget at Diamonds Direct. Diamond fashion jewelry, beautiful birthstones, everyday pearls starting at just $200. Commemorate the real loves of her life with a gorgeous pendant featuring the birthstone of the one who made her mom. This Mother's Day, Diamonds Direct is everything you need to say thank you. Diamonds Direct, your love, our passion. Online at diamondsdirect.com.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Spurs rookie Victor Wembanyama unanimously named the NBA Rookie of the Year. Now, can he win Defensive Player of the Year? That award will be announced tonight. Of course, he's up against Bam Adebayo and Rudy Gobert, but the award will be handed out tonight. Celtics and Cavs play game 1 of their second-round series at 6. That's followed up by the Dallas Mavericks and the Oklahoma City Thunder in OKC at 8. You can hear it here.
Joe Reinagel.
For the third time in 7 seasons, the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix.
Howdy.
Howdy, howdy.
Tuesday afternoon.
It is, huh? It's only Tuesday.
It's only Tuesday, right? It seems like it's and dude, is it me or is it just hot and humid as hell outside?
And it's kind of yucky.
It really
is.
I
think the official meteorology term is yucky.
Yucky, yeah. It just, man, I got out of the car when I got here to work and got out just like just the humidity. I felt like I'm in Houston.
Well, it's never that bad.
Jeez.
We are at the point of I hate wearing glasses. Hate it. Hate it, hate it, hate it.
I don't have to.
I know, bragger. I'm jealous. I'm jealous. For a guy that's had LASIK a couple of times, and you know, but soon. But we're at that glorious time of year where you walk out of a building or you get out of your car and your glasses fog up. It sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks.
A little windshield wipers on those things.
I don't need it. Shut up. So, you know, the good and bad of having friends that also have your wife's phone number. Aaron Smith from the band Kingdom Collapse.
Yes.
During our last segment, texted my wife and me on a group text. Joanna, did Jason write nursing papers asking for a friend?
Thanks,
Joanna
Aaron.
said, he edited, but I did the hard work. And I responded, but I turned a 2-page paper into 10 quality A papers many times, should my name be on those degrees. And I get a wonderful gift that says, yes, dear.
Wow. I'm really surprised because, you know, the brains of that family, I thought were pretty obvious. I still do. It's Joanna. I mean, obviously.
Well, I mean, there's no argument there. But creative writing is a strong suit for me, and maybe not necessarily for her.
Now, see, I've known you for a long time. I didn't know you were a creative writer.
I was a newspaper guy long before I was a radio guy.
All right.
fact, I thought I was going to be a newspaper guy. And
Did
then
you work for the Zeitung in New Braunfels?
No, I did freelance work for them. I worked for the Express News.
Oh, okay.
Worked for the Killeen Daily Herald.
How about that?
Was a photographer
Did not know.
and a writer.
Yeah.
And I'll early 90s, our newspaper is going to survive. By the way, there is a literal newspaper in our studio today. I haven't seen one of these in the building in a long time. I only get them on Sundays. I don't know why a newspaper was left over here.
Now, wait a minute. You just said you get one on Sundays.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, see, I used to enjoy getting the newspaper for a variety of reasons. It was always nice to get them, but that was before solitaire and bingo and all the games that you could
These
play.
are far better in the bathroom than your phone.
Well,
I mean, they really are. They really are.
I used to think so.
Yes, they still are.
Uh-huh.
Especially on a Sunday. And then it's good to help start fires with when you're grilling.
Yeah, well, I don't need that for that.
Well, I mean, if you've had multiple grills and some require
But
flame,
I do subscribe to the Express
just
News.
the digital only.
The digital only, yeah.
Yeah.
So I can read.
Now, quite honestly, there's a lot of Sunday papers that just get straight into the recycle bin.
Sure. But they, if you want one, they still sell them at most convenience stores. So you can walk down, or some dude on the road who's selling them.
Yeah.
Because, you have to subscribe to the Express News because I guess Jeff McDonald's the only one that gets access to anybody.
Like Wemby?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's amazing how that works.
Huh. My TV friends were not happy about that.
No.
I got a call this morning from a friend of mine. Not happy about it.
Not happy because Wemby was in town yesterday. One Rookie of the Year,
Yeah.
and only one reporter was invited.
That's it. Yeah, apparently.
The Express News.
Uh-huh.
Jeff McDonald.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Jeff's a great guy. I'm not blaming
No,
Jeff.
no.
I mean, he
No, but you would think all the media would
you
be
would
invited.
think. I mean, it's a big deal. It's a
Yes.
celebration.
Yes.
You would think you'd want to hear from Wemby, and
All the TV stations would have been there. The
Absolutely.
radio stations would have been
Yes.
there. I mean, all of that would have happened.
of course,
All of
everybody
it.
would have
Yes.
been there.
Yes.
You would think that would, be
Well,
a priority for organizations.
I don't even think French media were there.
No.
No, I mean, the picture, the group media session with Wemby was, a picture of Jeff and Wemby.
Exactly. Great picture, by
It
the way.
was.
It was great.
Yes.
I'm just kind of curious. Like I say, my TV friends were not happy
I
about
know you sent off a strongly worded email.
it. I didn't. It was very nice. I just say, hey, is Wemby going to be available this week?
Yeah.
Haven't
Yeah.
heard back.
No
Crickets.
response, huh?
Yeah.
None. It happens.
Wow.
It happens. Feel better?
No, not really.
Okay.
But
You got it off your chest.
I did, but I'm curious. It's
the Spurs way, man.
But I don't know why it surprises me, but it surprises me.
It doesn't surprise anybody.
I mean, this
it
guy
doesn't surprise you.
Well,
It doesn't surprise you.
Not really. Not really.
It doesn't.
I just don't get it.
No, you do. You really do.
It doesn't make sense to
Well,
me.
see, that's a different.
It
Yes.
doesn't, because it's a big deal for Spurs fans. We've obviously heard that. You see it on Twitter.
Yep.
It's a big deal.
Yep.
You think
That's not who we are.
You would think that, you want to let the common folk who maybe don't subscribe to the Express News or the digital portion of the Express News and kind of enjoy watching the local news on TV, might want to see Wemby on there.
But there was video they could pull and just run.
Mm-hmm.
You know how.
What, from TNT?
Yeah.
Okay.
As long as you give credit.
All right.
That's all you got to do.
Just checking.
Let's do the headline blitz.
This is Jason and Joe's Headline Blitz. Two guys, two opinions, never enough time.
You remember the name Greg Doyle?
Yeah, newspaper guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of newspaper guys,
Uh-huh.
Indianapolis Star.
That's right.
You remember Greg Doyle?
Yeah, the creepy guy.
For those that don't remember.
Hi, Caitlin. Greg Doyle, Indy Star. Real quick, let me do this.
You like that?
I like that you're here. I like
Yeah,
that you're here.
I do that at my family after every game, so.
Okay, well,
Very
let's
cool.
start doing it to me and we'll get along just fine.
So apparently, according to longtime Indianapolis reporter Bob Kravitz, the Indy Star suspended Greg Doyle after that weird press conference, even though Greg apologized on Twitter and he wrote a column apologizing, saying it was awkward and he was clumsy and all that kind of stuff. And, for most of us, we haven't thought about Greg since then.
Yeah, true.
But apparently he hasn't written anything for the newspaper or their website since April 29th. So that would go along with a 2-week suspension that came his way. But Kravitz also says that Greg Doyle will not be allowed to cover the Indiana games this year.
Well, Caitlin Clark probably suggested that.
I don't know. By all accounts, this was all done by the Star, the newspaper, not the team. Although we don't know if the team didn't call the paper and say, dude, because we were joking, man, he might get a press credential, but locker room access is going to be denied for this guy.
I mean, that was about as creepy as it gets.
I like that you're here.
He's a big time columnist up there.
Oh,
right?
okay.
He's a big time.
Yeah.
So he can still write about the Fever if he watches the game on TV and does something, but he's not going to be in any official capacity covering the Indiana Fever. In fact, a quote from the newspaper, Indy Star spokesperson, quote, Indianapolis Star sports columnist Greg Doyle will not be covering the Indiana Fever. That's the end of the statement. Yeah, kind of strange.
That dude's probably just crushed.
I mean, if you think about it, that would be, he's a big deal in Indianapolis. He is the number one sports columnist for that newspaper in that town. Caitlin Clark and the Fever are the number one story in that town. He's not allowed to cover it. That'd be like the Express News telling Mike Finger, you can't cover Wemby.
Sure.
I mean, that's how big this would be.
But Mike Finger didn't go in there and make a heart sign at Wemby and say, I'm glad that you're here.
I like that you're here.
It was creepy.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's kind of interesting.
Well, look, I mean, I don't blame them because the pushback that this guy got, I mean, everybody across the country saw that. It went viral, as the kids say.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, everybody, it's like, dude, this guy's a creeper. Keep him away from Caitlin Clark.
Yes.
And everybody else for that matter.
Yes. Very creepy.
Yeah.
I like that you're here.
Yeah.
Just that here.
Just all of it. All of it.
Probably called up Caitlin.
Oh, that was creepy.
I like that you're here.
I like that you're here. That dude's a creeper, man. Did he wear a trench coat?
I like that you're here.
You okay?
I'm great.
Are you sure?
Fine. That is just...
the whole thing is creepy.
It's creepy.
It's creepy.
Wow.
But as we know it now, it's his employer that is keeping him from covering the team, not the team.
You don't think somebody from the Fever called and said, hey,
I'm sure
we don't want that dude around.
When you were a sports director over at Channel 5, if somebody on let's go back when we had the WNBA here.
Right.
If somebody on the Ken's 5 staff would have done something close to that to say Becky Hammond, would they be allowed to cover at Ken's discretion or SS&E?
No, that would have been Ken's discretion.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
embarrassed the entire newspaper.
Yeah,
I mean, think about it. It did.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, obviously. So
I like that you're here.
If the Indy Star didn't do that, maybe the team steps in and is like,
no credential for you.
Yeah, Greg.
Although he's still going to get a credential, correct?
No.
Oh, he's not?
No.
Oh.
No credential. He's not allowed to cover him then in official capacity.
Dude.
Now, if he buys a ticket and goes to a game,
he can do that.
I guess he could do that.
Sure. Would he be up in the stands with a heart symbol? Caitlin,
he
here
might
I am.
be.
Oh, Greggy Poo.
Oh.
I like that you're here.
Stop. No surprise here, but Giselle is deeply disappointed and feels disrespected by Tom Brady's Netflix roast.
Disrespected by
Everybody under
okay,
the planet sun that watched that.
Get some thicker skin. The hell.
She had to know that it was coming. I think we all did, although I can only imagine if she's sitting there watching it, which apparently she did.
Apparently.
Everything that was going through, I don't know. But a source tells People magazine that Giselle was left fuming at the special, saying she was deeply disappointed by the disrespectful portrayal of her family on Sunday evening's roast. Now, I got to thinking about that. They did a pretty good job of not bringing up the kids. They didn't bring up mom and dad. The only one that they really hammered was, Giselle. They weren't disrespectful to the family unless the kids saw that and were thinking about their mother and the jujitsu teacher.
Well, they made a couple of cracks to Tom about the kids and how, who was it? There was one that said,
Kevin Hart.
Kevin
Yeah,
Hart,
yes,
right?
yes, yes.
But yeah, what was it, an 8-7 season? I understand why you did it. That was great. That was funny.
All of it was funny. But Giselle is not the only ex that's pissed.
Really? There's another one?
Yeah. Aaron Hernandez's ex-fiance is pissed about the jokes made about Aaron Hernandez.
Well, isn't that too bad?
Yeah.
Maybe she ought to be a little more pissed that he went out and killed people. How about getting pissed about that?
I mean,
that's a little something. I think I'd be a little more pissed about him being a murderer than him, than people disrespecting his memory.
Well, and then he took his own life.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
I mean, all of it.
We heard how well hung he was.
Yes, we did. But apparently the ex-fiance is not happy either.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
She wants her 15 minutes.
I guess.
Yes, that's exactly.
She stood by him. I mean, lots of guys in jail, their family stays with them.
That's true.
It's true love.
So my question would be to her is, so you dating anybody?
Oh.
I mean,
that'd be your question.
Oh, I'm just saying, are you dating anybody? I mean,
why would that be your
obviously
question?
that memory of Aaron is not so.
I like that you're here.
At some point, you got to move on, right?
Greggy Poo's available.
Oh, stop. Stop.
Hey, come on.
Stop. Don't call him Greggy Poo.
Greggy Poo.
That's just gross.
That dude probably.
What?
I mean,
what?
I can just imagine this guy in his house
watching
Iowa in the Final Four of the championship game and just, really enjoying himself.
I like that you're here.
You all right?
I'm good.
Are you sure?
I'm great. Doing really good. In a good mood on a Tuesday afternoon.
Oh, you should be.
Yeah, absolutely.
You should be.
Yes.
It's Tuesday. Wemby gets Rookie of the Year last night. The Fanatics video was incredible. Let's talk about that and what we saw in the playoffs last night. What we're looking forward to tonight, coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Nobody ever plans on getting arrested, but it does happen to a lot of people every day for all kinds of reasons. If you get arrested, you want to get out of jail fast, best way to do that, call my good friend Albert and his great staff at AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747, or you can start the bonding process online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else to get out of jail, and you don't want to be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you a PR bond, make sure you truly understand what all those conditions are before accepting it. Your best option for stress-free bail bonds is AA Best Bail Bonds because nobody beats their price. They offer payment plans, have a free shuttle service. They are discreet and confidential and open 24/7 with offices all over San Antonio and Texas, services nationwide. If you're up in Dallas, down in Corpus, anywhere in between, license number 149, call AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121, or go online at mybestbailbonds.com.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Would you prefer this or Taylor Swift lighting about her ex-boyfriend? I prefer this.
Taylor Swift's the songbird of our generation, Rob. I don't know. If you're going to badmouth Taylor Swift, we're going to have some real trouble.
Taylor take Lamar down. Taylor would slap, because Taylor's like 6'5", right?
I don't know if she's that tall, but she's taller than Kendrick Lamar.
I'll take her over Lamar 3 rounds.
And all natural ass. I can tell she ain't got one. So if she had one of those lifts, I'd know about it. Taylor's all natural.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Is reviewing life insurance on your to-do list? Now's the perfect time to add it. A friend recently told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I bumped this up on my list and got it done. I called Select Quote and couldn't believe how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40 and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. Plus, with Select Quote's same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Knowing I have this checked off my list feels amazing, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call Select Quote at 1-800-694-1010. That's 1-800-694-1010. Or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. 1-800-694-1010. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
To celebrate everyone who's customized and saved hundreds on car insurance with Liberty Mutual, we got a savings siren that goes off every time someone saves. There it is! It's a really more savings, which really... Okay, a lot of savings. Little annoying now. Will you stop saving for 5 seconds?
Only pay for what you need at LibertyMutual.com. Savings may vary. Underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates. Excludes Massachusetts.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Whether you own a local business or a global one, you're always looking for ways to position your operation to create opportunities and move on them faster. With Bank of America, you get access to experts, award-winning insights, and business solutions so powerful, you'll make every move matter. Locally and globally. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. What would you like the power to do? Copyright 2024 Bank of America N.A.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Why do so many dogs suffer from weight issues, skin problems, messy poops, and low energy? It could be the popular dog food you put in their bowl each day.
Cody was sleeping a lot, wasn't playing.
She was very lethargic and not moving around. Dry kibble just wasn't cutting it.
That's why, after more than 45 years of experience of helping dogs make complete health turnarounds, veterinarian Dr. Marty created Nature's Blend. It's a freeze-dried raw dog food made with wholesome ingredients like premium meats, seeds, vegetables, and fruit. And once dog parents switch their pups to Nature's Blend, the results can be astounding.
She's got her energy back. She's running around like she did like 5 years ago.
Miraculously, she's just feeling all around better. She's like a new dog. Thank you, Dr. Marty.
Get your dog started today and save up to 54% off Nature's Blend. Plus, receive a free pack of our best-selling beef liver dog treats. Go to drmartypets.com/good or text GOOD to 511-511. Text GOOD to 511-511. All dogs are unique. Your dog's results can and will vary. Message and data rates may apply.
This is Jim Rome. Join me weekdays at noon on my new home, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagle. I'm Jason Minix. Glad to have you along on a Tuesday afternoon on the radio, 94.1. Maybe you're listening online at sasportstar.com. Streaming brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds. If you're watching on YouTube, appreciate that. Make sure you subscribe to the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel. And if you're there, hit that thumbs up button for us.
Absolutely. We get graded on such stuff. So please do that. Makes us look good in somebody's eyes over there.
Sure. Tomorrow, the Blitz is going to be live at the Big Blind at 281 and Redland Road as they celebrate their official grand opening. You know, they've been open for a couple months, a little soft opening, and now this is the big grand opening. Tomorrow, a big $12,000 tournament.
Yeah, outstanding. It's normally a $6,000 tournament. They've doubled that, but the entry fee is still the same. So there's a lot of good stuff happening for the next 5 days out there, beginning tomorrow, all the way through the weekend. So
absolutely,
it's going to be great.
Friday, we'll be live out at Tri-County Meat Market. Mother's Day weekend.
Nice.
Mother's Day is Sunday, guys. You need the reminder.
You think Joe will find me? He'll give me an autograph. You can autograph something?
Joe Herring?
Yeah.
Yes, the owner of Tri-County.
Yes.
So what they've done over at Tri-County is, you know, they like I tell you all, their seasoned fajitas are fantastic.
They're great.
You can buy meat that's ready to go. All you got to do is just put it on the grill. So they've taken their seasonings and now they're selling them. And so they've got their fajita seasoning, their different blends, depending on what you're trying to cook. And the Big Joe has his own line. And so they got the Tri-County, and then they got the Big Joe now.
Big Joe.
Big Joe is what it's called. Yes.
Oh, wow.
And Joe Herring will sign your bottle of seasoning for you.
Well, that's all. I can't wait.
Look, he's going to set up a table over there, and there'll be no line. But he'll set up it. No, I'm kidding. It's really good stuff too. The seasonings are fantastic. Yeah. So
I haven't tried those seasonings.
That's Friday.
Big Joe.
Big Joe.
All right.
Yeah. It'd be Joe Herring, not Joe Reinagle.
Yes, I know. We got to call him Big Joe because his son, they call him Little Joe
or Junior.
Junior.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was never called Junior. I'm a junior.
Yeah.
I was Joey.
Joey. Joey in Alice, Texas.
Joey. And it's funny because my family, my brothers and sisters still call me Joey.
Well, sure. Anybody call you Joseph?
No.
Unless you're in trouble.
No, even when I was in trouble, I didn't get called Joseph. Although that is my formal name, I guess you could say.
Your formal name.
Is that what it's called? Your formal?
Your real name?
Real name?
Yeah.
Joseph.
So what's your nickname?
Joey.
But do you want us to start calling you Joey?
No, I personally like Joey better than Joe.
Really?
Sure.
Joey Reinagle.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I thought when I got into the work world that Joey wasn't professional sounding.
Yeah.
So but you
didn't want to go with the government name of Joseph?
No.
Here's Joseph Reinagle with the news.
That sounds a little
Now you'd have to be like a news guy, not a sports guy.
Right.
Joseph.
Doesn't sound fun.
No, I don't.
Joey sounds like a guy you want to hang out with.
In the 5th grade.
I don't know. How about Joey Chestnut?
Are you going to start eating hot dogs?
Well, yeah.
You're going to get it down 70 hot dogs in 10 minutes?
Him and Seymour Wiener. Hey, Seymour Wiener.
I don't want to hear Seymour talking about Joey.
In case you missed that, wasn't he an 81-year-old dude that was is he a hot dog connoisseur? And his real name is Seymour Wiener.
No, dude, do you not remember anything?
He was an old guy, right?
It was an old veteran that was honored.
Okay, that's right.
And
well, I'm sure he ate a hot dog or two.
I'm sure he did, but his name was Seymour Wiener.
Yes.
And the Mets honored him at their season opener. I don't know what his rank was. I never read what his rank was other than military veteran, because I really want to know what rank he was.
It'd be Sergeant Wiener.
He could be Sergeant Wiener.
Colonel Wiener.
I mean, if he was in the Navy, if he was an E3, Seaman Wiener. I mean, there's all kinds of things that I mean, but I never saw what rank. So when they did their dollar hot dog night at the Mets game the other day, where they sold over 40,000 hot dogs for $1, they also dedicated that night to Seymour
Wiener.
Yes.
Don't we all wish we could see more Wiener?
Well,
yes, we do.
That's
actually
very different. It's all about context.
Well, yeah. But I'm just, his parents must have really hated him.
Well,
I mean,
how do you know that?
That had to be an unplanned pregnancy.
Well,
damn, we got another kid. We're going to make him go through life with Seymour Wiener.
If your last name is Wiener, you better have a sense of humor.
And his
parents certainly did.
And if your first name's Seymour.
Yes.
Dude, you think kids are cruel now? You come kid, let me introduce you to Seymour Wiener.
All right, Joey.
The explosion that went up.
explosion. Huh?
Yes. Seymour Wiener.
You all right?
I'm good. He has to like hot dogs. That dude, I mean,
well,
there's just no way. I mean, he was predestined to like hot dogs.
But we don't know that. We have no idea.
Or
see now, if Seymour Wiener, if the Wiener family was in the hot dog business, that would make a lot of sense.
Well, you should be. It's kind of like kielbasa.
Well, that's right.
Right?
Mike Kielbasa, the whole Kielbasa family.
Yes.
Kielbasa is the Polish word for sausage. They were destined to be in that business. It's the locksmith named Mr. Key.
Sure.
Right? There's a trying to think of the official doctor terminology for it. But when you go get snip.
Yes.
My doctor that did my vasectomy, live on the radio, by the way.
Oh, yay.
His name was Dr. Tally.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we called him Tallywhacker.
Tallywhacker.
Yes. His partner up in Austin, his name is Dr. Dick Chop. I swear to God. His name is Dr. Chop.
Wow.
Google it. He's a real guy.
Yeah.
Very successful at doing it, too.
Snipping or chopping?
Yeah, well, I mean.
Wow.
Some people are destined for it.
Destined. So, Mr. Wiener, they had to be in the hot dog business.
Well, he was in the military.
Or Vienna sausages.
All we know. Well, that's a whole different. That's all. Vienna sausage is completely different.
A little chubby.
It wouldn't be Seymour at that point.
Well,
right?
true. We
let's
see
be
a lot
honest.
less Wiener. Oh. We're going to talk about Wimby.
We were. We were. And what the Spurs can do this offseason. Bobby Marks from ESPN certainly has some ideas on what the Spurs can do this offseason and what they should do this offseason. We'll get into that coming up here on the Blitz. But right now, we have a pair of Fandango codes to give away to go see Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. It premieres May 10th. So in a couple of days. Got a pair of Fandango codes right now for caller number 9, 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Caller number 9, you win Fandango codes to go see Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Wednesday on the Morning Huddle, the playoffs continue. Anthony Edwards is separating, but he's not the MVP of the playoffs.
Mavs, Thunder, Celtics, Cavs. Who takes game one? All that and more on the Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Are you one of the nearly 10 million families that own a timeshare? Unfortunately, many families stuck in timeshares have learned the dark side of ownership, as their timeshare ends up being nothing like they were promised. I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. If you were lied to when buying a timeshare, you're going to need help. I know this because I once worked as a timeshare salesman, but quit the business and made it my personal mission to help folks get rid of bad timeshares. That's why I put together a timeshare exit information kit to help you understand how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation. Over 30,000 families have trusted us to get rid of their timeshares. Many started out by simply calling us for the free information kit and are now timeshare free.
To get your free information kit, call Wesley Financial now. Call 800-837-1919. That's 800-837-1919. 800-837-1919.
Hey, baseball fans, go yard with BetMGM, the king of sportsbooks. All season long, we're offering top odds on your favorite home run bets, shared 50K Grand Slam jackpots, fast and convenient ways to play same-game parlays, special boosts and tokens, and so much more. From the first pitch to the game-winning fireworks, there are more ways than ever to supercharge your excitement. Whether you want to combine multiple bets for the chance at a bigger payout or place a live bet as the game unfolds, BetMGM has all the home run betting options you could need. Download the BetMGM app, head to the ballpark, and get your piece of MLB action. BetMGM is an official partner partner of Major League Baseball. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. For New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. For Arizona, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. For Massachusetts, 1-800-327-5050. For Iowa, 1-800-BETS-OFF. For Puerto Rico, 1-800-981-0023. For West Virginia, visit www.1800gambler.net in partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
Ooh, ma. What was that? That is business phone bliss with the Ooma Cloud phone system. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs.
You sound very
calm. I am. Ooma has everything I need to run my business more efficiently, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Nice. Find your business comm at ooma.com/radio.
Grand slam, bomb, went yard, long ball, dinger. Do you even know what I'm talking about, Nigel?
Croquet.
Nigel, I'm talking about baseball. Courtroom plumbing and air conditioning is a lot like a baseball team.
Should we wear cups, Joel?
When a person has plumbing problems or their air conditioner just isn't cooling right, they can rely on our team to make the big plays. We hit it out of the park every time. Call Quarter Moon Plumbing and Air Conditioning, day or night, 651-5899.
Joel, should I start singing now? Take me out.
License number M16004, TACLA 88589E.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Corey area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at tsaog.com. Have you gotten your hands on Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds at HEB yet? Southern Recipe small batch offers big, bold flavors like hot honey, spicy dill, and sea salt and cracked black pepper. Bonus, you're going to love the low-carb, high-protein crunch. Turn snack time from ordinary to extraordinary with flavorful pork rinds. Pick up your favorite flavors of Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds at HEB today.
I'm AJ Hoffman from the Morning Huddle. Join me and Rob Thompson tomorrow morning at 6. What's the latest with the Spurs? Are they ready for the draft? It's all right here on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
With the first pick in the 2023 NBA Draft, the San Antonio Spurs select Victor Wembanyama from Nanterre, France.
Wembanyama! Rookie of the year. Unanimous. You think about the expectations on Wemby, and for him to meet and surpass those high expectations is impressive.
Absolutely.
And I think for most of us, we want to see the Spurs rebuild accelerate.
Yes.
Patience? No. And in this offseason, and Sunday night, the draft lottery will happen. Kind of mad at the NBA. They're doing it on Mother's Day. And
take mom out a little earlier.
I mean, just and we'll have an idea where the Spurs are going to draft this year. Will they get that pick from Toronto because it's protected top 6?
It is.
So Sunday night we'll have more of an idea of what this offseason is going to be like, at least with what they are going to be doing in the NBA draft. One of the great things that the Spurs have is picks and cash.
Yes, they do. Picks, a lot of them, a lot of picks. It's going to be interesting. And if they get a couple of high draft picks, will they draft 2 guys or will they deal one of those draft picks? Will that be used? Because look, if they get lucky and Toronto is out of the top 6, say there's 7, right? I mean, it's a pretty good draft pick.
I mean, what if the Spurs are, 3 or 4?
Yes.
Or 1. Let's be greedy. But 3 or 4, and then Toronto 7 or 8. You got 2 picks in the top 10.
Absolutely.
And I don't know if I'm going to be more anxious when they're drawing envelopes for where the Spurs are going to show up, or is Toronto going to fall outside of the top 6?
I think Toronto is what I'm going to be looking at. I mean, seriously.
Well, because that's the unknown,
Yeah.
because it's protected, which makes the 25 ones from Atlanta so valuable because those are unprotected. And if they get rid of a DeJounte and a Trae Young, they're going to suck. So, I mean, and I think that's part of the reason why there's such pause when it comes to, well, let's look at the 25 draft. Well, I don't want to look that far. I want to see what they're going to do this offseason. Bobby Marks, who is the ESPN front office insider, former GM with the Nets, talking about what the Spurs can do. And you talk about that draft equity that they're going to have. Are the Spurs willing to trade any of those picks?
But I think if you're thinking that all of a sudden that this team is going to be a 41-win team and they're going to be knocking on the door of the play-in, I think we're misspoken or a little bit naive as far as where they're going to do that. But I do think there is a little bit of an uptick as far as trying to accelerate this rebuild. And that's where it comes into play as far as if San Antonio is willing to cash in some of these draft equity.
Yeah, I mean, they've got plenty of that. You talk about being rich with draft equity. The Spurs certainly are. So, and if they get Toronto's pick, if it is a top 10 pick, I mean, you talk about that's just like winning the lottery all over again. That's going to be valuable, both of those picks. So what do the Spurs do with that? Do they use them on draft picks or maybe look to trade one of them or both?
The beauty, because they have picks and they have money, they have flexibility.
San Antonio's got all the flexibility in the world. And I know people, if let's say if Trae Young all of a sudden becomes available, DeJounte Murray becomes available, or Darius Garland becomes available, what is the urgency for this front office to go about accelerating the rebuild?
Yeah, that's going to be the key. I mean, we keep hearing the front office, we can't skip steps. I still haven't had anybody explain to me exactly what that means. But, if one or all of those guys come available and you have an opportunity to grab somebody like that, don't you have to go for it or at least inquire about it?
Well, inquire. And when they say skipping steps, I truly believe there's a value chart that they go with on players, dollars, number of picks. What is a player worth?
Uh-huh.
I don't think they're going to overpay.
Okay.
Unless they feel like that player is the perfect fit. They're not just going to take a player. All right, well, we need a point guard. Best one we can get right now is this dude, so let's do it. I don't see them doing that. That's never been the Spurs' MO. I see a lot of NBA teams, just go out and they bring guys together and hope that it works. Look at any team Kevin Durant's tried to put together besides Golden State. I don't see San Antonio doing that.
No.
And so I think that's what Pop means when he says we're not going to skip steps. They're going to look for guys that are a right fit, which is the Spurs way.
Well, sure, but again, you don't know if they're a right fit or not until they get here.
Sure, but
you don't have a clue.
But you have an idea. You're going to have an idea. I do think, especially with some of the superstars out there, the Greg Popovich coaching tree, when Pop calls coach whatever to try to find out really about somebody, he's going to get an honest report. And is he going to be able to fit? Is he going to be able to handle being coached the way Pop coaches, the whole check your ego at the door kind of system? So, I mean, clearly you don't know if they're a right fit until they're here. But you have an idea when you're shopping before you make the purchase, if it's going to work, if it's not going to work.
Well, and look, there's a lot of need for this. If you're looking at Wemby, what the Spurs need most are shooters. They need outside shooters. It's what they need. And because that makes Wemby even that much more dangerous down low. If he can dish out and guys are knocking down shots, then I mean, Wemby's, if you can even imagine, value goes up even higher than that. So that's where I'm going to start. I'm starting there. You need guys that can come in here and knock down shots.
When you think about the needs, outside shooting and a legit point guard, to me, that's the big thing. And we all know that, you listening, You know the Spurs need shooters. Bobby Marks talks about the Spurs needing shooters.
When you look at what fits around this roster, I think we basically used this lesson as kind of a learning curve as far as putting Victor at the 5. As I always say, shooters, right? Surround him with shooters. Where you are, you put put Trey Jones at point guard. After the Sohan experiment, what does $24 million in cap space get you? And that's what San Antonio is going to have to figure out.
But yeah, but I mean, that's what they do. That's their job, is it?
Yep.
I mean, that's what they're going to have to figure out. Bobby Marks is a general manager. Brian Wright, Greg Popovich, R.C. Buford, they've put together some pretty good teams. You find that talent, and it's out there. Now, there are a couple of – who's the French guy? Is it Topic?
Yep.
Who seems to be a pretty damn good point guard, maybe a good point guard of the future for the Spurs, and maybe that's where they go with their pick or perhaps Toronto's pick. But, I mean, again, shooters, and there are some veteran guys out there that I think you got to look at and bring them in, guys that can knock down shots.
And they've got decisions to make on certain guys on the roster. The crazy thing is there's nobody with a crazy contract that currently is on the Spurs. So, and they've got some decisions to make on a couple of guys. It will be interesting to see where they go, who's tradable. And I'll still say, outside of Wemby, everybody on this team is tradable. Trey Jones might be a close second, because if you are thinking point guard in the draft, then Trey Jones is going to be your veteran point guard. I still, even if they draft a point guard, would love to see them bring in a veteran point guard just to see everything that I know about Topic, which isn't much, to be honest. He's young, he's talented, all of that's there, but he's also already dealt with a lot of injury issues. And if I'm going with a top 10 pick on a player like that, and he's dealt with injury issues overseas, that's a concern coming forward. So do we go into next year with a Trey Jones and a rookie point guard, and we're going, all right, we're set at point guard? I still want a veteran point guard that could help this team, and shooters. Clearly they need shooters. And if that's at the expense by way of trade with either some of those picks, and if you're bringing guys in, some of those guys might have to go just to make room on the roster and to fit them within the salary cap. If Keldon has to go, if some of these other guys have to go, well,
so be it.
Good luck.
No,
I mean, to me, everybody's tradable. And as much as I'd like to see Devin Vassell stick around, if I'm another team calling, unless I'm in a salary dump mode, Devin Vassell is who I would want. Now, if you're dealing with the team that's trying to shed salary, then they probably won't be interested in Devin Vassell. But if I've got to trade Devin Vassell to get more quality in return, Devin, you've been great, man, but see ya.
Well, again, I think Devin Vassell fits here. And it would have to be something, I mean, I think Keldon Johnson is the guy that they'll dangle, quite frankly. And I think there's some other guys there that you dangle. And again, I don't disagree with you that everybody is tradable. I just think when you've got a Vassell and the way that he and Wemby played together in the second half of the season, I think those two guys fit. And you're not going to completely start over, obviously. So some of these guys are going to stay. I'd like to see Devin stay and because the guy can shoot. I mean, he is a shooter defensively. That could improve.
Well, and again, I wonder how much the Spurs will listen to Wemby's input. Clearly, he has input and influence, but at what level? Because the one thing that I've noticed, the Rookie of the Year comments, whether it was on TNT or the paper, everything that he's talked about, that guy credits everybody.
Mm-hmm.
He really seems to enjoy his teammates, those that are around him. And you wonder, kind of like Giannis's brother's got a job in the NBA because, well, DNA. You wonder how much influence Wemby would have on a move like that, because it seems like he and Devin are tight. Are there other players that, will Wemby be okay with? Not saying that he's calling shots, not calling him LeBron, but every star player has some sort of influence, whether direct or indirect, on what's going to make this team better moving forward.
I just think that those two guys developed something, and you could see it, that those two developed a chemistry that I don't want to see go away. A Trey Jones, I think, is another guy that developed some chemistry with this team and with Victor Wembanyama. Not saying he's your point guard of the future, but certainly a guy coming off the bench, perhaps. Who knows? I just want to see this thing move a little forward, and I certainly don't want to see the same team be trotted out again for year number 2, even though they were playing some pretty good ball there at the end of the season, but a lot of factors for that. I want to see some bricks put in place. If that's what you're going to do, and that's what, not skipping steps, let's put some of those bricks in place and start to build this thing.
As you sit here on the 7th of May, and again, draft lottery is Sunday, and at least after Monday when we walk in the studio, we're going to know what the Spurs have in this year's draft, where they're going to be picking. Do we have that extra pick from Toronto? All those different things. So we'll have, I don't want to say a better idea of what the Spurs are going to do, because we have no idea. But we'll have more of an idea of what the Spurs can do if they've got those 2 picks. And again, that flexibility that they have this offseason. But what are the goals for next year? Are the goals to go from a 20-win team to a 45-win team? I thought they would be close to 40 wins this year. I mean, we took last year's team and added a unanimous rookie of the year, and we still had 22 wins. I mean, do we want another year like that? I thought just adding Wemby would make this team 10, 15 wins better, because I thought last year they lost a bunch of games on purpose that they could have won. I thought they were 10 wins better than their final record a year ago.
They were. They were clearly held back, which leads you to believe. I mean, is it all a combination of chemistry? Or I think Wemby will drag this team to more wins just all by himself as he moves forward. You put some pieces around him that can help him, that can score, that can play a little defense. I mean, you look at Minnesota right now with the players that they have, with the Karl Anthony Towns and even Rudy Gobert, the twin towers that they have, so to speak. Everybody on that team plays defense.
Yep.
Everybody. And it's old school defense. And so that's Greg Popovich's way. And so I'd like to see a little more of that. Yeah, you've got a centerpiece that is going to be second most likely in Defensive Player of the Year and will be a first defensive team, or second, I'm sure. Put some pieces around him that can play defense, man. This team's going to be hard to beat. And that alone is going to add a bunch of wins to the total.
And I say that knowing full well the West is young and talented.
And tough, yes.
And so you look at the teams that are in the playoffs right now. Dallas and OKC get going tonight. You're watching what Minnesota is doing through the defending champions. And while Denver's not looking like they're going to repeat this year, they're going to be a force in the West next year.
Sure.
You look at some of the other young teams that are going to be better. Houston eventually, don't they have to do something?
You would think so.
Right? I mean, and that's what I guard against. I mean, I look at the Rockets and the dumpster fire that I enjoy because they're Houston. But at the same time, I mean, all the high draft picks and everything that they've had, the expectation they should be better than what they are, and they're not. They seem to be just stuck in neutral with a lot of high draft picks. I don't want that.
And they went and got some veteran guys, and it didn't work out.
And it didn't work because, guys that didn't fit. And so when Pop says we don't want to skip steps, I could look at, hey, I like what Oklahoma City has done. I like the way Minnesota is done. I don't like the way Houston is done. I don't want to follow that path.
Well, I mean, you can look at Minnesota. They did add Gobert to that mix.
Yeah.
I mean, they did go out and get him.
And SGA was added to, it wasn't all draft.
Right.
And again, there was some.
But SGA was, nobody knew SGA was SGA. Well, that's what I'm talking about. Those guys. And look, I'm not going to sit here and rattle off a bunch of names. Well, this guy, that. But Greg Popovich and Brian Wright should.
Yeah.
And they should know who these guys are.
Well, and again, the strategic trade that can make all the difference in the world. That's what I'm looking for.
Yes.
Does it have to be all NBA, all-star this?
No, not at all.
No. Right fit guy.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where in Pop we trust. Pop and Brian Wright, if they're doing what they're supposed to be doing and just going with what they tell us, we're not skipping steps. What was the term that Brian Wright used in the paper? Cautiously aggressive or something like that?
Uh-huh.
I want to see more aggressive and
than cautious.
But I like that. That's it.
Sure.
That seems like a spur type word.
If you're Victor Wembanyama and he's going to be the player that we all believe he's going to be one of those players that's going to make everybody better.
Yes.
So, you can bring in guys that aren't stars, quote, now, but if you're Wemby and it is the right fit and it fits the need that the Spurs need, then Wemby should make all of those guys better.
And again, we're going to be looking for a new building soon. Hard to get tax guys to vote yes when your team sucks. You get yes votes when you're winning. Interesting discussion this morning on the Morning Huddle about a new building. AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson, they will join us next on the Blitz, and we're going to continue that discussion here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Can't wait for tomorrow. The Blitz is going to be live out at the Big Blind. It is grand opening week. Been open for a little while, but that was just kind of to get you acquainted. Now they're going to go boom and open things up with a big bang, and it all starts tomorrow, May 8th. The Big Blind celebrating its grand opening, and I cannot wait. Just to give you a little bit of an example of what's going to happen, you double the fun with their normal weekly 6K Wednesday tournament. It's now going to be $12,000 tomorrow. Same buy-in. $60. You can get out there, though, same buy-in and win some money. Thursday through Saturday, a $10K every day, $500 high hands every half hour from 2 p.m. to midnight. Sunday, $3 you call it. They're also going to have a 5K Texas free roll at 3 o'clock, and they're going to have blackjack tournaments daily, every day, blackjack. You don't like poker? You like blackjack? Come out to the Big Blind. You can have some fun out there as well. And look, you don't have to be an expert poker player to come out there and enjoy yourself. Everything you need. There are tables for every ability. It is the premier poker room in San Antonio. And you know what else about it? It is locally owned. The Big Blind is owned by the owners of the Roo Pub and the Angry Elephant. All local, all San Antonio. Big Blind offers food, beverage served directly to your table, a full bar, and you're not going to miss any of the NBA playoff action no matter when you go because there are TVs all around. Check out the Big Blind. In fact, come party with us tomorrow. We'll get you started. The Blitz live at the Big Blind from 2 to 6, and most likely we'll stay around and enjoy the fun just as well. Look, you know where it is. It's right down from the Roo Pub and the Angry Elephant, right there at 281 and Redland Road.
Riding 1604 with the Blitz.
On the road again. Just can't wait to get on the road again.
Afternoons 2 to 6. KTFM. Everywhere at sasportstar.com.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin. $5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $200-$300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code LOT to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code LOT for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code LOT for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
The IRS finally caught up with Louie.
I hadn't paid my taxes in 8 years. I owe the IRS a lot of money.
Louie was in deep trouble.
We're going to take your house, put a lien on your bank account, garnish your pay. They don't care. They're going to take your paycheck.
Louis found out about Optima Tax Relief, the leading tax resolution firm. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, they've resolved over $1 billion for their clients.
Optima Tax, they help me, they calm me down, they make me feel comfortable, and I trust them.
Louis has a lot to be thankful for.
I don't owe the IRS anymore, and I'm able to live a comfortable life, a lot better life. It was because of Optima Tax.
For tax help you can trust, call Optima now for a free consultation. Take it from Louis.
If you owe the IRS, don't go it alone. Give Optima Tax a call. They can help you.
Call 800-970-3199. That's 800-970-3199. 800-970-3199.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
You want another way to add excitement to watching the NBA playoffs? Jason Minix here. Let me tell you about Underdog Fantasy. It is a fan favorite way to play fantasy sports, especially playing the pick'em game, where you pick between 2 and 5 players to build your pick'em entry, and all you have to do is select higher or lower on player stats. If your picks hit, you can win up to 100 times your money. Endless projections to choose from. It is fantasy and it is legal in Texas. So get started by going to the easy-to-use Underdog Fantasy mobile app or go to the website underdogfantasy.com. Sign up with my promo code STAR and Underdog will give you a mystery special pick to use on your first pick'em entry and a deposit offer. Must be over 18 and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. Again, sign up using my promo code STAR at underdogfantasy.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Major League Baseball this afternoon, the Texas Rangers all over the Oakland A's. They're in the top half of the fourth inning. The Rangers lead the A's 15-2. We've got basketball tonight, the Celtics and the Cavs, game 1 of their second round series. That all kicks off, or tips off, I should say, at 6 o'clock. Then you've got the Dallas Mavericks and the OKC Thunder in Oklahoma City. You can catch that game right here on 94.1 at 8.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It's the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix.
Howdy.
Howdy. Our morning show guys have had a good nap. Rob Thompson is sort of here.
I wouldn't call it a good one.
AJ Hoffman.
I didn't even get a
morning
nap.
huddle.
Well, I walked in our office and my door hit him.
Yeah, I was trying to get a nap.
Poor
Didn't work
bastard.
out, man.
I feel so sorry for him.
Yeah,
But just look at him.
I could tell.
He's
Right. We got some empty offices in a back hallway that we don't really use anymore. It's like we need a
That's
good.
where we stash the interns.
Yeah, a couch back there.
Why can't there be a nap room?
He wants a nap room.
There should be.
Amazon has nap pods for their employees.
Yeah.
Minix, didn't we run into one? We had a nap pod at the, what Super Bowl was
Super
that?
Bowl in Atlanta.
And you got that little peanut thing. And
yes,
I'm down.
Let's get a pod.
Yes, let's have ourselves a pod.
We can get one to share and then one for me that's separate to this.
Well,
I don't want you guys in my pod.
There's going to be a particular
Oh, we
odor.
don't want to be in your pod.
Yeah,
my friend, I'll tell you
seriously.
that.
You're welcome to your own.
Yes.
You guys cuddle up in yours.
The things about the nap pods in Atlanta, they were individual for the most part. I don't want to think of the morning cuddle guys actually cuddling in a nap pod.
When you think of like an airplane bathroom, an airplane lavatory is built for one person, but you know what happens in those things.
What happens?
What happens?
I tried it. Not much, let me tell you. Yeah, there was an attempt, but there was no.
Listen,
wasn't going to happen, man.
People
So
our
evidently
size
not
can't
much.
do it. It's not like Minix and his wife may have done it at some
Yeah,
point.
well,
they travel a lot.
yeah, they do.
It'll be an unfulfilled dream.
Just got it. Well, you got to do it
I'm,
once.
and we're talking about washing your hands.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Well,
of course. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But, Rob, I have to ask you.
Here we go.
Said I come into the studio today, and there's a bunch of sticky goo all over the desk here. And then there was a hair
It was a good
that was
game last night.
perfectly placed
This guy is vile.
and all the way down.
What do you mean?
Dude, I'm telling you, there was a hair.
Are you implying it's like a pube on the soap?
Well, it wasn't a pube. It was too long.
Oh, okay. Well,
Oh, you should see
I'm a
his.
child of the 70s.
Manscaped, son.
I rocked the groin for a while.
child, Rob.
But anyway.
But it's almost like you placed it there. There's no way it just like you did your hair and it fell on there.
These golden locks float like feathers in the wind. Baby.
It just
I
landed
can't control where they
perfectly.
go.
It was perfectly.
I'm spreading a little love wherever I go.
And I obviously knew it was you. It certainly wasn't AJ.
Was it gray?
so- it was.
Well,
Sorry,
that's a
AJ.
dead
That's all
giveaway.
right. I thought you were saying because I'm not a rude, terrible person. That
What's
would do something
rude
like
and
that.
terrible
No,
about
well,
a
that's
hair?
exactly what I was saying.
No,
No,
the coffee is the rude
I
and
honestly
terrible.
thought I'd gotten it. I
mean,
didn't realize.
come
You
on.
saw me clean it up. I
saw
thought
you,
I'd gotten
I saw
it.
you wipe it up with a paper towel, and then
Therein lies the answer.
what happens? He leaves. He leaves his drink, half drink, sitting there, and I'm like, hey. Nobody Joe doesn't
right.
want to drink your tea.
Are you that kind of
Thank
dad?
you, AJ.
Yes.
Oh, I can tell already.
I appreciate
No one is
that.
allowed to touch his thermostat.
No, well, I don't touch the thermostat either.
Oh, well.
I say, hey, it's
Power
too hot
starts
in
at the
here.
top.
We got to, I'm second in command at my house, but I don't let kids just leave stuff laying around.
Well, welcome to life with Rob. Although I got to admit, Rob, that was a pretty pathetic attempt at cleaning it up because it didn't really
Well,
look.
I'll be honest with you. Yeah, I thought it was empty, and it wasn't very much.
It was
But
a
it was
lot.
just enough.
But it
of
was a
goo
lot.
from
I
the
took
creamer
care of it.
that
It's
it
fine.
didn't.
The way you smeared the coffee around, it almost looked like aspirin on the counter.
It did. And then with between that and the hair, we thought you guys were having a hell of a time.
No, this is all on this side of the building. Well, I will be on guard to make sure that none of my hair or anything else that would indict me.
It was
Or that I
perfectly
could
laid
be
out.
DNA tested to have been here at any point. I'll do my best to sanitize the crime
Have you
scene.
completely given up eating Pop-Tarts in the morning?
I rotate. Right now, I'm down with the pancake wrapped around a sausage on a stick.
What?
Oh, wow.
It is a glorious invention that I highly recommend.
Hold
And
on.
it's not
What?
only is the pancake wonderful, it's already got some syrup in it and blueberries.
Like a
And-
McGriddle
wow.
kind of. Like
it's kind of just like
Yeah.
that, and it's a Jimmy Dean. So I mean, Jimmy, I don't know why he's so famous, but
So you just pop it in the microwave.
a couple of them in the morning.
Nice.
It's a fine breakfast.
All
I-
right.
I introduced those.
Because there was a discussion this morning, boy. Somebody here that used to clean up your Pop-Tart mess, and she thinks she is.
Did I miss a memo today? Is there anything else we need to talk about with me?
Literally, I
You
mean,
know.
it was been the discussion today.
Did you guys check my voting record?
And-
I did miss a primary a couple years ago. I'd
Morgan
like to.
thinks that she has steered you completely away from Pop-Tarts. Like you don't eat
I
them
do blame
anymore.
her for that.
Yes.
what's your Pop-Tart of choice?
It
The next
rotates,
one?
but primarily,
The next
yeah, I'm more of a fruit with frosting.
Like frosted strawberry?
Yeah, but you know,
It's a
the
strong
fruit
flavor.
doesn't really matter. By the way, if you haven't seen the origin story of the Pop-Tart created by Jerry Seinfeld, you need to on Netflix. But
Okay.
the flavor doesn't change whatever the color is. It's just Pop-Tart juice.
Okay.
It's just goo.
What's your favorite Pop-Tart, Joe?
I'm not a Pop-Tart guy.
No? You like
No.
toaster strudel?
No, not really.
That's high end. That's
that
for
sounds like-
fancy days.
Well, that's what I thought the TV guy was saying.
I'm
No,
not
I
a
don't.
breakfast guy too much.
Okay.
You know, I mean, I get hungry though about 10 o'clock, and then you have to decide you're going to eat there. Or you're going to wait till lunch. Because you eat at 10 o'clock, then you're hungry by 3.
I usually eat one meal a day.
Oh yeah.
What?
Yeah.
One
meal a day. And then I was talking to Rob about that, like, because he offered me a what do you call it, a pancake on a stick or whatever it is. This morning. I was
Literally
like, no, thank
pancake
you.
on a stick.
Yes, it's a
But
genius
it's
idea.
with
sausage
sausage.
wrap.
With sausage.
With sausage.
But I said no, I'm good. And then we started talking a little, and I said, yeah, I only eat once a day, but I drink beer at nighttime. That kind of like that's what gets me through. I feel like the next day I've got,
Wow.
and I'll drink like a stout. It's almost like
You're
eating a loaf
spilling.
of bread.
Yes.
So
you
I
gotta drink your beer with a fork and knife.
I'm
He lives
good.
like an 1800 steel worker.
Yeah,
Like one
yeah,
big
like,
meal of beef.
That's
and
how
beer.
I feel like that's how the Vikings would have
Pretty
survived.
much.
Like so, that's what I like to do. But today I was at a potential client meeting, and he was like, "You got to try the food," and I was like, "No, I'm good, thank you, man." And then like at the end of the meeting, he's like, "No, really, try the food. Get something and take it with you." And I was like, "Well, all right." So I ate a late lunch today. which I never. So I probably won't eat dinner now.
So
I'll
you're
probably
done
just
for the
drink,
day.
I'll probably just go home and drink beer.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
That's always a good thing.
Yeah.
Go home and drink beer.
There's worse things in life. Man.
Absolutely.
We're all going to have dinner and go home and drink beer.
Well, exactly.
I'm just not going to have dinner. I'm just going to drink beer.
And then tomorrow morning, no breakfast.
No breakfast.
He doesn't eat breakfast. I wake up. My second thought when I wake up is, what am I going to eat?
I will sometimes eat a breakfast taco, but not because I'm hungry, just because it tastes good.
Yeah.
And like I don't need that. Like if someone said, "Hey, I've got this breakfast taco and it's a good breakfast taco," I would say, "I'll eat it," but I'm not looking for it. I'm not seeking it out. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So AJ, the new guy here, is supposed to always bring breakfast tacos.
Okay. Yeah, I brought them. It was at 4:30 this morning. Where were you?
Well, sleep.
Like
most people.
Sorry.
See, we dunk ours in our coffee.
Yeah.
You dunk yours in
That's
your
why.
coffee.
That's
and
why
then
the coffee
this
got
was
all
the
over the
breakfast
place.
and then they just spill everywhere.
It's a
and then-
morning huddle thing.
And then a pancake on a stick,
See what I'm saying?
wrapped in sausage.
And why would the new guy bring the breakfast tacos? Where I don't know where to get them. I don't know where the place is.
Well,
you guys have been in
that's-
San Antonio for
You're
100
in
years.
San Antonio.
That's
There is
sure.
a Jalisco number 3 on every corner.
That's how you learn
No,
the city.
This is how
we call
you
them
learn.
RMRs.
The new guy shows up, and the old dogs say, "Hey, this is my favorite breakfast taco spot," and I try yours, and then Joe does the next week, and then Rob and I say, "Who wins?" Joe
I
wins.
think that
Joe's
is
the
a
champion.
worthy competition.
I think,
I've got a place, so yeah, I'm in for that.
well, not at 4:30 in the morning.
Well, no, not at 4:30.
I'm looking out for Rob.
Okay, we could do 6.
Well, there's got to be a
In the morning?
There's got to be a meeting
my alarm
coming
goes
up
off
soon.
at 8, right?
There's got to be a meeting coming
But I
up
don't
pretty
think
soon.
but
Yeah,
I don't
we'll
want
meet
to
him.
taste test. I want somebody to bring me tacos several times.
Well,
And then we'll all decide.
that's what we're trying to do.
uh,
That's what I'm saying. He was like, we gotta have a meeting and we're like, taste now. No, like one of you brings from yours and we have a fine
And then we take
breakfast, then
turns.
you
Four
have them
different
bring it.
rounds.
And then we
the
decide.
problem
But what we
is-
have to do is we have to choose consistent tacos. We have to decide, all right, we're going to get bean and cheese and whatever, and we're going to get
Bean and
chorizo.
cheese. That's what a kid would eat.
Well, I'm just saying 3 or 4 that, every restaurant has their thing, but we
Right.
do need to compare chorizos to chorizos. And some of us have
Okay.
bigger than others.
Sure.
And then the stuff like the regulars, you know what I mean? Like potato and egg, which is a pretty consistent thing.
Carne asada.
Carne asada, which
That's my
yes,
favorite
I
too.
judge
That's awesome.
a restaurant by their carne
You
asada.
exactly. That's the
And the
standard
cheek
test.
fat.
I had
Yes.
my mom came to town, and my mom, she came on Friday, and then she woke up Saturday morning. I'd been waking up early all week. She woke up Saturday morning at like 6:00, and I'm thinking, this is my last time to sleep in.
Did it?
And she's like, "Let's go get breakfast." And of course, I don't want breakfast. But what am I saying? No to my mom?
You can't do that.
So I found a place in New Braunfels, and I'm telling you, this was incredible Mexican food for breakfast. I didn't have a taco. I had migas.
Okay.
And then I had some fried potatoes, but the refried beans, usually refried beans are filler.
Sure.
They don't taste like anything generally. These were the most flavorful refried beans I've ever had in my life. And they brought me a tortilla, and I swear it was like, I don't know if you guys eat like Persian food or Indian food. It's like naan. It's
yeah,
like
some of the thicker ones.
It's
yeah.
almost like fry bread. And I was like, this is incredible.
That's just
That's
on
how
the
I've been away
corner
from
down here,
I've been away
baby.
from Central Texas for too long.
Yes, you have.
And I was like, this is what it's about. And that's in New Braunfels. So I would imagine here it's even better.
Well, New
Every
Braunfels, we
drafted
we
them. They're
draft-
right
you
now.
associate
They-
them?
they were
Yeah.
the- like 2 years ago. They were drafted into the San
Yes,
Antonio
they're
Metro.
good.
Coach. Bernie held out. We haven't been able to get them on.
Okay.
They held out, and they're I don't know what the hell's going on with them.
Austin
But-
doesn't fight for New
No,
Braunfels.
well, that's
Or did
part of
they
the,
get San Marcos?
Yeah,
and-
we gave them San
Yeah.
Marcos
Yeah.
and a town to be named later. Hayes,
Yeah.
maybe we'll figure
Okay.
it out.
Buda?
But, yeah, Buda.
Hayes.
But we might throw Hayes in there, something like that. But we kept New Braunfels because
Nobody
of the,
wanted
the German
Hayes.
food and the barbecue.
Yeah.
So we've tried to get Bernie.
Well, Bernie's a little swanky for
Yeah,
us.
but they're holding out.
Yeah, well, they're swanky though.
Once we get the Buc-ee's, once they have the Buc-ee's up there,
They have Wagyu Frito pie in Bernie.
Ooh, that sounded nice.
Well, I'm just
It is.
saying.
They do?
Well, don't they? Didn't you judge something there? That wasn't in Bernie, was it?
That wasn't in
Oh.
Bernie.
I'm sure somewhere in Bernie.
That was Alamo Heights, sir.
Oh, so Alamo
well,
Heights.
that's Bernie
yeah, yeah.
South.
Yes.
Which is swankier than
Yeah,
Bernie.
Bernie's. That's OG Bernie.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me. Wherever the Frito pie is. I'm there.
I'm in. I'm in. You guys had an interesting discussion this morning about the new Wemby Center and where it is going to go.
I'd like to talk about it, but I signed a piece of paper earlier today that I really can't get into.
Yeah, we're gonna take your NDA and
we're going to have a guest on this topic on Friday.
Yeah.
We've rounded somebody up.
We've got
Really?
let's. I don't want to say it's like I don't want to name names. I'm going to let there be some.
Well, that's not a really good way to tease who's
Oh,
coming
no,
up on
it's
Friday.
somebody
It's
that
a
is
mystery guest who's connected.
plugged in.
All right.
That might circumvent the NIDA.
Because they don't want us to say who they are because they don't want pressure.
Oh, ahead of time.
It's a deep throat kind of
yeah.
thing.
Okay.
They don't want
It is,
pressure. They don't want,
and I don't want to
get
go
a
too
deep
far.
throat
with,
thing, huh?
I
they
don't want to
want
get.
CIA
Is
pop
his
to turn
name
turn
Seymour
There you
Wiener?
go.
Yeah.
There you go.
You mean the
Wiener!
hot dog king of San Antonio?
Seymour
Seymour
Wiener? Yeah.
Yeah.
But we all wish we could see more Wiener.
Yeah, absolutely not.
That's a good grab. You already got that and
we-
turned it around. That's
we-
production quality right
We
there.
will
Yes.
get into the Spurs building discussion coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Oh, first I got to talk about Parkhurst New Vision. I have to do that once a day. It's good for my health because I'm very happy with the folks at Parkhurst New Vision. Lynn's replacement surgery about a year ago, and I see better now than I've seen in 30 years. It is really incredible. No more glasses, no more readers, none of that stuff. And what I love about it is the fact that when I open up social media and I see Parkhurst New Vision, I see all these happy patients. It's really like a community of happy people who have their eyesight back without the help of anything else. And it's amazing, including, by the way, UTSA head football coach Jeff Traylor just has his eyes done about a couple of weeks ago. And boy, he gives glowing reviews for Dr. Parkhurst and his staff at Parkhurst New Vision. Look, you can join that community. You can come in with us and be as happy as we are. You just got to take that first step and give Parkhurst New Vision a call at 210-585-2020. You can also check them out online at sanantoniolasik.com. When you call them, you set up that initial consultation. You go in, you have all the questions you want to ask. They're going to tell you how they do things, how the procedure is going to go. And I promise you, when you leave that place, you are going to feel great about the decision you made. You got to take that first step, though. Call Parkhurst New Vision. Do it right now. 210-585-2020.
94.1.
Over the past decade, the Roof Hub has proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the UFC fights, and when you show up at the Roof Hub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and certainly the best place to watch a game. The Roof Hub is next to the Angry Elephant and in the same plaza as the Big Blind there at 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roof.
Barbara is a real Prevagen user, and this is her story.
I'm Barbara, and I'm from St. Joseph, Michigan. I'm a retired school librarian. I'm also a library board trustee, a mother of 2, and a grandmother of 2. I like to be healthy. I exercise a lot. I eat in a very healthy manner. I was working full-time, taking care of an ailing husband full-time. In short, I had an awful lot on my plate. Basically, I thought that my memory wasn't as good as it had been. I needed all the help I could get. I saw the commercials for Prevagen. I started taking it, and it helped. I noticed my memory was better. There was definite improvement. I take a supplement for my heart. Why not one for my brain? I've been taking Prevagen for a little over 5 years.
Prevagen is available in stores everywhere without a prescription. Based on a clinical study of subgroups of individuals who are cognitively normal or mildly impaired, this product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Testimonialist was compensated for their time.
You go into your shower feeling, but as soon as you reach for the Irish Spring, your day immediately gets better. That crisp, fresh, unmistakable Irish Spring scent zings your brain and awakens your senses. So when you finally emerge from the shower, 37 minutes later, because you pay the water bill so you can stay in there as long as you want, you're ready to take on the day and smell great doing it. Irish Spring Body Wash and Bar Soap. Fresh, green, Irish. Shop now at Walmart.
O'Reilly! Check engine light on? Take the guesswork out of your check engine light with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free and provides a report with solutions based on over 650 million vehicle scans verified by ASE certified master technicians. And if you need help, we can recommend a shop for you. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. Go ahead, feel your engine. Admire that perfectly installed exhaust. Your vehicle's moving along this freeway like it was made from fresh installs and a whole lot of love. With eBay Motors, you get over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
You know, I grew up hearing that women are bad with money. But like many of you, I spent years paying bills, managing checking accounts, and taking care of my family. So turns out women are pretty good with money after all. And now I'm taking control of my financial future by saving for retirement. It's never too late to start, and there's a great website to help you. Check out WeSaySaveIt.org and jumpstart your retirement savings on your budget and your timeline. That's WeSaySaveIt.org. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Check out the Jim Rome Show, weekdays at noon.
If you're San Antonio, there are benefits that come along with it. I will cut you the front of the line. We're going to hike the return.
On 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1, a San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagle. I'm Jason Minix. Tomorrow, the Blitz will be live at the Big Blind, 281 and Redland Road for their official grand opening party. The Morning Huddle guys are going to join us out there for about an hour, and then, I don't know.
I hope they bring some money.
Take a nap. AJ, I told him, man, hit the ATM, although they have one there.
No, they do. That's true.
Yeah.
Of course. Bring some money, AJ.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rob Thompson, AJ Hoffman.
Absolutely.
Let's go.
From the Morning Huddle joining us here. Weekdays 6 to 10. 2 shows in the books. And you guys had a great conversation this morning about the new Spurs arena. That it needs to.
The hypothetical.
It's going to happen.
Yeah,
we all know that it's going to happen. And the timing of it is perfect. You know, you think about the age of the Frost Bank Center, when it's time for that lease to end, which is in a couple of years, to break ground and start building the new Wemby Center. It is certainly there. And I what was fascinating about the discussion is, AJ, you've been here a week.
They call it the Wimb Arena, by the way.
Yeah, I don't think so. The Wemby Center.
The Wimby Arena.
It's the ice house, baby.
Yes. But you know, the idea, it was fun listening to Rob give you kind of the history of what is going on here, because we realize so many people have moved to San Antonio over the last couple of years, like AJ, that you don't know. You don't know what you don't know. And I thought the discussion was fascinating because, you know, the three of us have been here for so long. It's all second nature, and we all know so much history. And you talk to this guy, you talk to that guy, and the different circles that we run in, and how the history of how we got to the Frost Bank Center and why it's where it's at. And the desperate need to get a downtown arena.
It's got to happen, and it can't be anywhere other than downtown. Like someone on our chat today was like, build it up by SeaWorld.
SeaWorld. Wrong way.
There's no one is going to build new arenas that aren't in downtown areas, because it's just dumb. Like it's not, it doesn't work. We've seen it, like with the Spurs. The Spurs, it worked.
Well,
partly
it
because
was forced, and luckily, as we were forced to go to the cattle barns, they were winning titles.
Imagine the Spurs were, let's say, the Spurs' history as a franchise was the same as I don't know, insert random team, the Indiana Pacers, who never win a title,
right?
And that's been their entire time in that arena, was what the Pacers did,
right?
How much attendance? Like, would the Spurs even be a viable franchise at this point?
We would be. I think for the longest time, San Antonio as a metroplex, we compared ourselves to the other southwestern large, Phoenix and San Diego, and those two cities very quickly left us the last 20 years for a lot of different reasons. So our comparisons have been toward the west, and I think if San Antonio did not have the wins, we'd be Sacramento. But we would have never had the angel investor that Sacramento had with all the money in Silicon Valley. So we would have lost the franchise. I have no doubt.
I don't either.
No doubt in my mind.
But anyway, the success kept it afloat.
Absolutely, it did.
Because they built in the wrong place. And
they had to.
Yeah, but they had
to.
There was no choice.
There was no choice. They were supposed to do it. They wanted to build it. There's a football stadium called Hero Stadium, and it's on the northeast side off 35 as you're going back to New Braunfels. And that's where they wanted to build it, but the Northeast Independent School District wouldn't play ball with the tax breaks. So they wanted to build it there, put bars and restaurants all around. It would have been
great.
It would have been a great place.
But it was a non-starter.
But the school district wouldn't give them the tax breaks they wanted. So the county stepped in and said, hey, we'll do business with you here on this land. And so that's how it all came about.
And there were certain city leaders at the time they couldn't get their stuff together, and Judge Wolf in Bexar County, well, we got the rodeo, we're gonna build it here. And look, the Maloof brothers were flirting with the Spurs, and there was Albuquerque, then there was Baltimore. The Spurs were going to move to Baltimore. What other city? There was another city that
West Coast for sure.
Yeah.
It was, we heard from San Diego to Reno to Albuquerque. The Maloofs had fingerprint all over to the Southwest, and they named several.
They owned the Kings at that time, didn't they? Or was that?
I think they ended up
buying the Kings. That's it. Yeah.
When they couldn't get San Antonio.
That's a hell of a name, right? The Maloof brothers.
Oh yeah.
They're the ones that built the Great Bear, right? Aren't they behind all that?
I think they are. Yeah.
But you look at it and you think, all right, now we've got titles and we've got Wemby. And you see this in cities all over the place. How much taxpayer money is going to go there? And it's going to be a tourism tax.
Sure.
But it's got to get done, and it's going to get done downtown. And if you travel around and you go to other cities with downtown stadiums, whether it's basketball, baseball, football, it's just an incredible environment. That's where it needs to go.
And it needs to happen fast.
We've got about 3 years to really find the grounds and start to break ground. The clock is ticking, and I think 3 years from now till the time we know where it's going to be built, the funding is either put in front of a bond or we're in preparation or have just recently voted for it.
Every day you wait, the project gets more expensive.
Hence the NDAs.
The idea that the number that I saw yesterday, the estimated cost of a downtown arena for the Spurs is $1 billion. I remember when Jerry World was built for $1 billion, and people were like, this is the sports palace of the world. Now, Jerry World's trying to keep up with the Joneses, no pun intended, trying to keep up with other new stadiums. And now you can build a basketball arena for the same price that they built Jerry World. That's crazy.
Yeah,
so what's going to be in 3 years?
But and I give the Jones family all the credit in the world. And you would know this more than anything. We go to the Super Bowl, and that stadium there doesn't hold a candle to Jerry World.
The one in Vegas?
Candle.
The one in Vegas?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, and I don't know what that cost. Nice place, but it's no Jerry World.
But you know what? It's more modern than Jerry World. It's not the palace at Jerry World, but and part of it is some of the things that you're allowed to do in Vegas. You can do you mean
like an on-site casino?
Yeah, on-site casino.
Sure. That's the only thing.
There's chairs with you can order your drink from the back of the guy in front of you seat.
You can do that at Jerry World.
Okay.
I mean,
they've upgraded then since I've been
I
at Jerry
remember
World.
when the Alamo Dome opened, and that was a publicly funded thing, and it looked like a publicly funded thing. It looked like a prison that we were going to play football in. It was long industrial walls, nothing other than concrete and brick and stainless. I mean, it was built to withstand. It wasn't going to get
architecture
There
awards.
was nothing.
No.
And I remember seeing the opening of the dome and then flying to Washington. And Washington had just finished their brand new football stadium. Now, this was 20 years ago, the stadium that they won out of now, but that was built with owner money. And that was a palace. That was an owner putting the curtains up like Jerry did. When you publicly fund, you get a prison. You get something that's built to last that we can hose down and repaint every now and again. Owners build it as a vanity project.
Yeah.
And the more owner involvement you get when you build it, the more you force them to pony up and go half, 51, whatever it might be, the better that area is. And that's why they want to be downtown, because they can throw in the fruits of the economic development district that will definitely follow. You might get 80% of the dome, but guess what? All the land outside, like Jerry did up at Frisco, that's all yours, baby. Go develop it. Make your money there. So that's why we're dealing with we're dealing with developers that might not ever have anything to do with the stadium or the team, but want to build the restaurants right around the corner. And that's where we're dealing with that's this holdup right
Is there enough room? I mean,
there's
honestly,
always room, baby.
Downtown, when you're talking about where they want to put it, the Texan culture right there. once you put an arena there and any kind of parking,
the parking would come from the dome across the highway.
Where the hell are you going to build anything else? Aren't you going to have to rely on what's already downtown?
Well, a lot of that, look at what is in Confluence Park now is what they call it, that whole convention area. It is a public space. And I think there's still a little bit of room around the corner for more development, but you're looking at a continuous area that would encompass basically from the dome where there'll be parking, where you'll be able to, that area across the highway will suddenly be much more appropriate because that's where everybody's parking now. So you leave the game, you go to the parking area, but all the bars are on the other side. And over there down where the old Alamo, Cherry Street, Cherry Street will suddenly mean more than it used to because that becomes much more valuable property because it's right where everybody's parking. That's where the restaurants should be anyway. And then, or you go the other direction and you're suddenly on the river. So now you're looking at, there's houses and things there, but everything has a price. And that land suddenly gets a whole lot more important. And here's the benefit of all that. If the city will do things right, suddenly a lot of the development that kept us from building the stadium up there by the north side because the school district wanted more, well, quite frankly, I think the San Antonio Independent downtown should demand more. And I think that they would get more if we allow that to happen. So while the clock is ticking, I think the pieces are in place right now to get a kind of development that'll involve not only the money here, but San Antonio former Spurs that have bought into the missions idea. They're going to play a role in this too. I can see a development that would involve baseball now. So now you can see why all these pieces are in play. And we mock the idea of the NDA, but I'll tell you, when I've got all these different fingers looking at the same pie, I want to know where everybody stands. I don't want to see the last product. I want to see how the product is being made. I don't want to eat the sausage. I want to help make it. And that's what scares me right now because there's so many, one piece of this puzzle collapses, the whole thing. And we saw this happen 25 years ago.
And again, the idea of the entertainment district, what are we looking at? We'll dive into that and bring in the missions as we continue here on the Blitz with the guys from the Morning Huddle here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. When you need an electrician, Hill Electric is available to you 24/7. For residential and commercial needs. I've used Hill Electric for a variety of projects at my home through the years. They do fantastic work and have for over 3 decades. The family-owned Hill Electric has served San Antonio homes and businesses, and they've got the right service at the right price. And the best part, never a service charge, always free estimates. So it costs you absolutely nothing to figure out what it will take to get a project done. Call Hill Electric, 210-404-9074. 404-9074 or hill-electric.com.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Wednesday on the Morning Huddle, the playoffs continue. Anthony Edwards is separating, but he's not the MVP of the playoffs. Mavs, Thunder, Celtics, Cavs, who takes game one, all that and more on the Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
If you're a man and you live in San Antonio or the surrounding areas, you need to pay close attention to what I'm about to say. Are you having issues rising to the occasion? Do you constantly worry about whether or not you can perform? Have you completely stopped having adult time? Is it something you just don't talk about? Guys, we have a solution. Mojo, the 100% guaranteed male enhancement pill that's fast, effective, and was designed to reignite passion, performance, and confidence in the bedroom. Yeah. Be ready at a moment's notice with the Mojo Male Enhancement Pill from Pure Line Nutrition. And for those of you who have used Mojo, check out Mojo Enduramax. Touchdown! A new formula that improves the potency and effectiveness of Mojo. Get fast results, last longer, and be the man she'll never forget. Mojo and Mojo Enduramax, 100% natural male enhancement formulas, only available at Pure Line Nutrition. Call now, 210-494-2210. That's 210-494-2210. Or visit us online at thepureline.com.
This is the absolute worst time of year to be dealing with joint pain. You can't do the outdoor stuff that you love to do, like golfing, hiking, biking, jogging, playing on the beach. Hey, it's James Pledger with San Antonio Sports Star. Listen, don't go through the summer missing out on life. Call QC Kinetics now and find out how they can use biologics from your own body to give new life to your achy joints, like your knees, hips, back, shoulders. QC's regenerative medicine protocols can restore and repair that damaged tissue with no surgery, no steroids, no drugs, and best of all, no downtime. This is the future of medicine. Tens of thousands of QC Kinetics patients around the country are living their best life this year because they made the call. QC medical professionals are under the direction of Dr. Mitchell Shinecup, who is an orthopedic surgeon who became the future pioneer in regenerative medicine. He knew there had to be a better way. So call QC Kinetics now for your free consultation. 210-571-0318. That's 210-571-0318. 210-571-0318. Locations in Hollywood Park, Westover Hills, and New Braunfels.
Hi, I'm attorney Steve Benke. If you've made the decision to divorce, you need an experienced attorney who can help. I've helped many people get through divorce, custody, child support, and alimony problems. Call me. I'm attorney Steve Benke.
210-DIVORCE or go to BenkeLaw.com.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer whenever I want? Can we sleep cooler? Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. 94% of Sleep Number smart sleepers report better sleep. And now save 50% on the Sleep Number limited edition smart bed, plus free home delivery when you add an adjustable base. And Sunday. To find a store near you, visit sleepnumber.com.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for less. And for a limited time, new customers receive their second month free when they sign up and use promo code MONTHFREE by May 31st. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
I'm AJ Hoffman from the Morning Huddle. Join me and Rob Thompson tomorrow morning at 6. Your early morning wake-up call on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Probably calling up Caitlin.
Oh, that was creepy.
I like that you're here. That dude's a creeper, man. You wear a trench coat?
I like that you're here.
You okay?
I'm great.
Are you sure?
Fine.
You all right, Pledge?
Right here, Jay. Right here, Jay.
Yeah.
Right here.
Yeah.
Dude, that guy in India, we're talking about the Indianapolis guy, the reporter who,
Greg Doyle.
you know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, he can't cover the Indiana Fever anymore because Caitlin Clark, I think, said no.
Well, so where do you think they send him? What's he doing on the day-to-day now? Where do you think his new assignment is?
Well, he's the main columnist for the newspaper there, but according to a report out of Indianapolis from Bob Kravitz, he was suspended for a couple weeks, and he will not be allowed to cover the Indiana Fever.
Well, they love basketball at another level.
Well,
there. So I'm going to attribute that just to the
write about him, but he's got to
adoration of
cover him
hoops.
from home.
I'm not sure he's a lonely newspaper man. He has needs, man.
You know what bums me out?
He's a lonely cat.
I wish San Antonio still had a lady basketball team because I would love to be banned from covering their games. Like that would be like my goal when I got
Vegas stole them, so
yeah.
Oh no, we didn't. They didn't steal them.
No, they didn't.
We didn't realize they were gone. We woke up a year after they were gone and go, wait, did we have a team?
Yeah.
I like to think that I was banned from the Aces game too. I couldn't. I never tried, but I think I was banned. I never checked my.
Well, here's the problem. We love Becky, so we have to love ladies basketball.
Okay.
Oh, Becky.
I like that you're here.
Yeah.
I don't know,
and
Becky.
I think ladies
so
is not the appropriate term.
Becky is fantastic.
It's women's.
Like is ladies an offensive term now?
I
That's
believe
absurd.
it is. AJ, I believe that you've offended
Ladies?
many non-ladies. I don't
what
know.
if some of those women
It's
don't
not called the
identify as women?
LBA.
You can't
the
say
LNBA.
girls?
It's called the WNBA. So
I feel like lady basketball players is like it's the same as women
like they're
basketball
skirts.
players.
No, it sounds different.
Does it really?
When you call somebody, like, if you go, hey man, is that a women's shirt? Or do you go, hey man, are you wearing a lady shirt? I think that sounds more feminine.
Really?
Ladies?
Then like if I said, Joe, that looks like a women's shirt.
You go, well,
like,
it's
that
a
would make you
polo.
feel any different than that looks like
It's
a lady's
unisex.
shirt.
I have no problem.
It's
They're the
bisexual.
same thing.
It's a bisexual shirt.
That's the same thing, isn't it, Minix?
Wait a minute, I
hold
kind of
on.
like my shirt. I don't know about y'all.
Your shirt is very
It's a
masculine.
lady.
No,
There's women's clothes and then there's
shirt is
lady
not
clothes. And lady
bisexual.
clothes is down the road. It's like being nude and naked. It's a whole different ball game.
But again,
Wait a minute,
bisexual
nude
shirt.
and naked.
There's
Aren't they the same
nude
thing?
and then there's naked. Then
Those
they're
are
a
the same.
whole
No.
different world.
One's
You
just
need to understand
redneck, the other
When
one's
when you're
classy.
nude, something else is about to happen.
If you're
when you're naked, you're getting out of the shower.
Naked, that's a redneck term, isn't it?
Naked.
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 Yeah. So nude is kind of like
nude. Something good's about to happen,
You put
or
your
just
little
did.
pinky up on a teacup.
No,
See-
baby.
see-
Are you naked or are you nude?
Rob apparently gets his definitions from like movie screens because if it says nudity, he's in. If it says naked, he doesn't care.
Yeah, I didn't care.
They don't say
I am
there's
not alone in
nakedness
that.
in the show today.
If you see naked, it's probably some dude running through the woods.
All right. I think those are the same thing, but I don't know.
You're not treating them right then.
All right.
If in that, like you look forward to being nude. Naked is just a transition.
Naked.
You're just naked till you're dressed, but if you're nude, there's an intention.
I don't think so.
There's probably hot oils and adult things going on if you're nude.
Well,
You're
I like
naked,
porn.
You're probably putting some
Yeah.
kind of salve someplace you need to bend over and look into.
Whoa.
That's when you get
Salve
naked.
and bending over.
Soothing salve
Yeah.
is a
Bending over
sidebar in
and-
my life. It
Bending over
matters.
and looking into at
Well,
the same
I'm
time.
telling you, man,
I don't know how
sometimes
you
you
do that.
got
I'm
to get
not
into your own
flexible.
business, if you know what I mean.
What the hell goes on at the Thompson compound?
Hey man, I look
Chickens.
after myself.
Chickens.
The
You still have
undercarriage
chickens?
I have a beautiful new chicken house, and I have 20 from Rhode Island Reds to Delaware Blues to Silkies running around as we speak right now.
So
I thought
is
you had
it
19
coyote
now.
proof?
I've got the new babies, and I'm down I'm sitting down to 7 adults.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, Rob lost one.
I did, but it was a
Soldier down.
Yeah, tragic.
We think it was a coyote because raccoons, they only eat the livers, you know.
Yes.
Yeah, we learned that.
It's a problem.
We learn a lot of things when Rob's in the room, like the
Yeah.
difference
I was-
between naked and nude.
Naked.
You'll never look at it the
And
same way.
between
again.
women and ladies.
Yes, and
Like,
I'm still trying to figure out what the hell is a bisexual shirt.
Well, I mean, women and men both wear it. It's bisexual.
Well, I mean that could account for anything that we're wearing here
Well,
today.
let's see other people.
like your moo here. This
I had a tablecloth. I liked the way the food tasted, so I had a shirt made out of it. I was sitting on my wife's grandmother's couch, and I thought, you know what?
Nice.
That'll look good on a hot summer day.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I'm sitting here wearing like a purple shirt, and I still feel masculine next to Rob in that shirt.
It's my
That's like normally wouldn't have said anything. I looked at my own shirt and I was like, you know what? No, his is still crazy. Like that's a bisexual
my goal
shirt.
is to-
But see that Rob could spill 8 things on
That's
that. And
just
probably
it.
has,
Most
and
of
you
this
have
this
no
was
idea.
a white shirt when I
Yeah.
got it.
That was a white shirt when you put
I'm
it
a
on
big
this morning.
fan of the Raspas.
Yeah.
Yes. Good Lord. Hell of an artist.
Anything else? Any other problems we got here?
No,
Jason teased the missions.
Oh yeah,
that's right.
yeah. I know there
Yeah, thanks for keeping us
Yeah.
on track, AJ.
I know Rob's about to say his favorite position is.
Yeah. Well, am I naked or nude?
And the happy
Am
baby.
I stretched out? It's yoga, man. I'm working out.
Yeah.
Oh
I'm
man.
tense.
So when you think about the entertainment district and what you think
One of my favorite bathhouses might go.
yeah.
Might end up down there.
I mean, how do you decide what is your favorite bathhouse?
Well, you have to test them out.
Do they
As
still
you
have
judge
bathhouses?
tacos, I hope not.
Well,
don't
I'm
think
just
so.
wondering. I
That seemed to be a culprit in a desperate time.
I haven't found or driven past a bathhouse.
Well, that's just it. You
That
never
you're
know.
aware.
There's
Since
a bar.
when?
There's a
Well,
bar.
I know you were gonna say since, and then you're like, no, I better not say that.
I was trying to cover for you.
Yeah.
There's a bar.
I hadn't been to
There-
a
there are-
bathhouse.
there are buildings in our
25
city
years.
right now, and I can think of one, and maybe somebody can help us out here. There is a building on Hildebrand in between 10 and San Pedro
Okay.
that has a bar in it right next to the railroad tracks. It's been open there, I don't know, 30 years because there's paint and you can tell it's open. I've never seen one car there. What's going on in there?
In all these years, you've never stopped to find out.
Well, I'm afraid I won't come back out.
Well, you think
I'm a good-looking guy.
Yeah. You may come out walking funny. I
I
don't
might
know.
get converted. I don't know.
It is right next to the train track, so maybe all the
I'm
people
just
using the
saying.
bathhouse are riding the train.
I'm just
Like,
saying, I've never, ever, not once seen a car there.
But it's open.
It doesn't look
Is there
run
an
down.
open-
There's
is there
not
an
weeds
open
in the
sign?
parking lot.
Is there an open sign?
I think so.
I think you should make this your mission. Speaking
No,
of mission,
that's one
right,
of those
Jason,
suicide
mission
missions
to
that
find out.
Yes, and AJ will go with you.
I'll do anything once.
As he learns
Sure.
the city
Man,
and then finds a breakfast taco.
I bet there's a breakfast taco place. Maybe that is a breakfast taco place.
No, it would be busy till noon.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I get it when it's empty at 3.
Maybe they're really bad breakfast tacos. I don't know.
But look, there's guys right now on Hildebrand going, yeah, you haven't noticed there's never anybody there.
Yeah.
But it's open.
I assume it is.
How often do you drive by this place?
I used to drive by it every day.
Every day.
Stop in traffic and look over and think, if that was a bar,
You'd pull in.
but there's nobody there.
Well, maybe
See,
it's an underground.
that's my kind of
movement.
bar.
Do
Well,
they
no.
not have a sign?
They do have a sign.
And what does the sign say?
Speakeasy.
It's called Jackhammers.
Jackhammers.
It's definitely a bathhouse.
Joe's like, yeah, I know that one.
Wait a minute.
That's the last one I drove
They've been
by.
open for years. No, Jackhammers is open. No, I don't. You park around back.
Yeah.
Everybody takes a cab. Obviously.
A cab. Yeah.
You Uber.
Jackhammer.
No,
There's
you
a
can only
gay
take a
Uber.
cab. It's called Luber. That's
Uber.
They specialize in mudslides, I'm sure.
Oh man, we'll get you there fast.
Wow.
And don't rub the seats.
My
It warms
goodness.
up. This seat tastes like peach.
Oh my.
There's all kinds of taglines for Luber.
I'm telling you, man.
Is that glitter on your face, or did you just take Luber?
this Rob is a wild man.
He really is.
He's turned into a wacky morning guy.
Yeah,
Yes.
right? How about that?
I've been released.
Yes.
He's
I've been
wacky
freed.
morning show guy. He's like a man. He's gonna
That's
come in.
good.
He'll be in with a bullhorn tomorrow
See,
morning.
I've got AJ like running cover right now, so I can't do any wrong.
That's true.
That's good. Yeah.
I'm
true.
I'm
Yeah, he's just
enjoying
gonna
the
get me
freedom.
fired.
Yeah,
Don't worry.
famous last words.
Oh wait, I just got a text.
Yes. It's your wife.
No, that's
He's not allowed to talk for the rest of the
no.
episode.
I've been told to.
He's got an NDA now.
Speaking of
Jackhammers,
NDAs,
I crossed the line.
Yeah.
jackhammer.
Someone close in my family.
Oh,
I forget I'm not early in the morning and half my friends and family are asleep.
Oh my gosh.
who was it from?
No one.
I just met Clay. I would have never guessed.
He won't claim me for a lot of reasons.
So we think about where the Spurs are going to build this new facility as we try to get back on track.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of entertainment district do you expect? Like multiple bars, or like a Texas Live, or
Well, I want to put
kind
it
of
to
what
you
they
because
have in
you and I have
Philadelphia?
traveled.
Yeah,
We have traveled. And the Philadelphia model is brilliant because of, they had lots of space and they utilized it. And there's not a lot of space in Philly. So they fill the parking lot with all the different stadiums. They're in one area, and then they use the parking lot for a couple of big bars, one big one like the Cowboys have.
Yep.
Then you think of remember the Baltimore area, the brick town
Yep,
area.
yep.
I think that the Spurs and the San Antonio envision something more like that. That it is kind of built in. It has the old feel, all new, of course, but it has more of a San Antonio feel than building a big, open, huge mega bar in the middle of the Alamo Dome parking lot, which is appealing because it's an awesome thing. But I don't think it really fits the model that San Antonio would like to see.
Because I could see a couple of different things. So Institute of Texan Culture is where the Wemby Center is going to go.
Mhm.
You got to figure out where the baseball stadium is going to
Mhm.
go. I could see them doing some stuff over by Sunset Station
Absolutely.
and Alibis, and then like you were saying, Cherry Street. I could see that whole area
Mhm.
becoming a lot of different bars. But I like the idea of a Texas Live, like in Kansas
I
City.
do.
their Power and Light district is
And
like
that would be another
KCP&L.
worthy copy. Absolutely.
Because, and again, KCP&L is directly across the street from the Sprint Center. And what's great about all of those is there's 8, 10, 12 different bars and restaurants, different ownership groups within that one facility. They just all kind of work together.
And it allows some flexibility as well with the rest of the properties because you want to have it multi-use. You want to have lots of rooftops and lots of people that are there long after the season's over, that are there on a Saturday, on a summer night.
Well, and again,
that are utilizing the baseball stadium, that are eating restaurants, and really
place
no
for
reason to
concerts
lose.
and other events going on when, the 41 nights that the Spurs are
Right.
playing plus playoffs, because hopefully we get back to those days, that you've got other things going
Well,
on.
and when your baseball stadium is right next to your basketball arena, there's something all year round.
Absolutely.
Like,
Think Nashville. Think about how Nashville did their stadium in hockey and baseball, all that area. Man, that's
right
a dream,
there on
isn't
Broadway.
it? It's a dream.
Memphis.
It is a dream, but I'm still. I mean, you guys are talking about it. You're going to have to clear out.
You know what? I
neighborhoods.
don't think San Antonio. Well,
I mean, seriously. I mean,
hey, that. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
I mean, you have to because there's no room down there for what you guys are describing.
Well, don't worry about it. We'll find it. All
George
right?
Carlin.
We're going to kick some people out.
Well, you're going to have.
They did. You know,
Yeah,
George Carlin had a term for
and
it.
that's fine.
It's called NIMBY. I want it, but not in my backyard. I want it.
Yeah.
I want the stadium, but NIMBY that, not in my backyard. And
Right.
it's going to land in somebody's backyard.
I mean, there's going to have you guys are talking about the neighborhoods on Cherry Street. I mean, you're going to have to wipe out an entire neighborhood to put a facility like Texas.
Have you ever
Live
heard? I'm going to ask you a
or-
question, Joe Reinagel, and
Uh-huh.
this goes to some San Antonio lore. Have you ever heard of Cement Town? Do you know what Cement Town is?
I do not. No.
In the history of San Antonio, there was an encampment right downtown where the quarry is, and it was known as Cement Town, as we know with the steeples that are still there. That was inhabited for the longest time with the Mexican Americans, and there wasn't water or anything like that, but it was Cement Town.
Okay.
As we developed, as there was a flood, that had to go, and the quarry now exists along with the golf course.
Right.
As will Cherry Street have to change. I mean, it
Yeah,
is
it will
part of the
have to,
progression
yes.
of the city. And one of the issues I'm glad you brought it up was, the Institute of Texan Cultures is a rather important thing in the history of our city.
Absolutely.
It was part of the birthplace of who we are in '68 with the World's Fair. So there are a few people, and a lot of them won't come out in public, but if they vote privately, might designate that as a historical thing. And once that designation arrives, that's very difficult to lift.
Absolutely.
And that's part of the reason for the NDAs. And as AJ was saying, we got to get this thing moving. The longer you wait, the more loose ends happen.
No, the reality is, don't you feel like things are moving?
I do. And hence the NDAs. I do think they're getting close to the finish line. They don't want anybody to screw this thing up.
That I agree with.
But
I think
what exactly would screw it up is my concern. What are they afraid of me knowing?
I just think there is so much going on behind the scenes. The architects that are already putting together different plans.
But we know they're going to come asking for money. It's like I hear my kids in there scheming, like, oh, we're going to go away for the weekend and you're going to be responsible for this. Well, who's going to buy that? And I know, well, somebody's going to come and ask me for something. I'm just going to sit back and wait. And the longer I wait, I know it's going to be a bigger ask.
As long as it's a tourism tax.
Well, we can say that, but we all are for taxing all foreigners living abroad. I mean, we'd all like that, but at some point, we are the foreigners too. So we go downtown, and suddenly the $3 hamburger is $4.50 because of the new Frost Center tax.
Where are we getting that $3 hamburger?
Well, what I'm saying is, we suddenly pop in a 25% sales tax, and at the same time, all of our good friend Richard Oliver and all those folks downtown that want us to live downtown and work downtown, well, they make it so prohibitively expensive because we're taxing all the foreigners that come to stay, and you want me to live there too? So there is a balance that we're going to have to find between, NIMBY, not in my backyard, having an arena that we will be able to sustain for 20 years, because this is a disposable thing. We're just building a very expensive tent.
Sure.
And eventually we're going to have to find another tent. So we're going to have to find something that we know, and as we look forward, that can maintain that.
How much is it going to matter when you hear how much the Spurs are going to put in?
That's what I want to know, Jason. At some point, you're going to have to tell me,
money
Holtz,
versus the tax money.
How much? 58, 50%, 48?
Hotel taxes, rental car taxes. I mean, yeah, I travel a lot. You get everywhere you go, everybody that gets a hotel room, man, the taxes are stupid, but you're paying for something. As long as they're paying for it, I'm down. I realize there's going to be people, I call them cave people, citizens against virtually everything. There's going to be people that are against any tax dollars going to a
billionaire. And I think most of us would agree with that.
Well,
but
yeah.
there's also something about, like, we make the argument for the increased revenue at UTSA. Sometimes you got to invest in your front yard.
But also those same people who are against everything, if the Spurs said, okay, we're gonna break ground in Austin, would lose their damn minds.
Yeah, of course.
Well, trust me, they'll tell us they could.
But I don't want to pay any tax. But these guys will pay taxes. Well, that's not right. You're not going to make everybody happy with stuff like this.
Well, they were all against the Alamo Dome too when that happened. There was a big push
to
keep the Alamo Dome, and the Alamo Dome was paid off in a year and a half. It was paid off,
but the tax
completely
stayed.
Well, sure. So I look, I don't know. I'm more worried about where you're going to put everything. You got Southtown that's not too far away. I mean, I just
that is
I
the
just
least
don't know.
of our worries, Joe.
Well, no,
literally the last thing we got to worry about.
I don't think it
was
is.
well known back in the day for prostitution.
Okay, I mean, is it a rundown area?
No,
now?
it is improving. It's
area.
gentrifying right now and becoming something
Okay.
that San Antonio has needed for a long time.
Because I was going to say, like, when I was in Austin, historic East Austin.
You're describing the same neighborhood.
Was like a thing. And now you go to historic East Austin and, like, you can't tell it existed 50 years ago.
And this would further the gentrification, and that's a whole other issue that we're running into. But that's just one of the problems of becoming a metropolitan city that San Antonio has aspired to forever. So, get used to it.
Gentrification's a bad word to some, but
it's
if you
an
want your city to
opportunity
grow,
for
it's
others.
like,
Well,
I mean,
and again, AJ, you've been here a week. The rest of us have been here for
100
long
years.
time.
Long
Yeah.
time, whatever.
The confidence level of our current city leaders to do it right versus what we had 20 years ago,
Much
30
higher.
years ago. There is seemingly more confidence in who's in charge now and the different people that are involved.
It's because guys like AJ are moving here
in
and they
making
understand.
the decision.
Moving here from the West Coast, not quite California, but close to
There is a value to it. It's a nebulous thing to define the value when you talk about what the economic impact is. But we all can agree that it brings massive value, and more importantly, the civic confidence that a winning team and a winning place, a place to welcome people, and then all the other things, the sidebar things that come along with a great arena right downtown.
And a 7-foot French superstar that has international appeal, which is going to get a lot of attention for the city, which is going to help tourism.
Well, I mean, that
We're writing the ad campaign.
20-year run with the Spurs championship did wonder. You couldn't buy that kind of publicity.
Yeah, but
so it's going to happen again.
Every time they show a sky shot of what was then the AT&T Center, and then you see that, and then they got to go down to the Riverwalk because there's nothing in that shot that is appealing for San Antonio.
I want to throw this one last bit out as I think we wind this down. As they talk about building that, how many people are going to pay for a 21 team? I mean, there is now pressure from without. When we talk about the clock, you better be playoff bound and fighting hard to get those sway votes, to get the cave people to come out and say, man, I like this. I remember the free coffee.
Yep.
But when it comes time on that November or May weekend, when we're voting, the Spurs better be winning.
If you've been secretly tanking, now's the time to stop.
Now's the time to go and earn what we're about to get, the $1 billion that we're going to hand over a period of 10 years.
Kansas City just won 3 Super Bowls, and they voted that down in Kansas City.
That's what I'm saying.
So
and
AJ
is right. Every second the clock ticks, it gets more expensive, and that's not just financially.
Yeah. But then Kansas City, when they say we're going to build a stadium in Kansas City, Kansas, people flip out.
Well, they
You can't make everybody happy.
I just assumed it already was, but that's my.
It's in Missouri.
I went to A&M.
Missouri.
Yeah.
The Kansas side wants it.
What else do they got?
If you don't want to build a stadium for your team, there are cities out there
They
that
didn't
will
even
do
want
it.
to build a stadium. They just wanted to improve it.
When all of a sudden, when Vegas got the A's, when it was announced they got the A's, suddenly Oakland's like, I can't believe this happened. It's like, yes, you can't. This has been going to happen for years and years. And they've been saying it's going to happen if you don't do this. And you voted it down X many times. Now it's here. It's happened. Sorry.
Dude, I would want to leave Oakland anyway.
I mean, yeah, there are lots of things there. But, and again,
why are we so hard?
I mean, we look
it's
at
horrible.
Vegas as our minor league hockey team and our WNBA team. They want an NBA team, and we'll get one. Seattle will eventually get another NBA team.
Nashville
is on the list. There's a couple other cities that would probably be in the running. So,
like Kansas City.
Yeah. Well, again, yeah. So,
if they just legalized gambling here, I think that would solve everything.
It'd solve a hell of a lot,
it
man.
would. There's no doubt about it.
Coming. I think we can all agree, for everybody that we've talked about this for so long.
Let's have a gambling tax and a weed tax.
That's coming too.
There you go.
Guess what, Bubba? Stadium built.
And our kids will all grow up handsome and strong and well-educated.
That's
Absolutely.
right.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm all for it. It needs to happen. I mean, it's time.
It'll take some forward leadership. And the one thing that we are still lacking is the civic face of this. And it can't be a Spur. It can't be a Holt.
I'll do it. Fine.
And that's why we brought in AJ.
Right.
I'll do it.
We need someone to replace Red. We need, there's a vacuum with Red's absence that needs to be filled. And there's somebody in San Antonio. It could be David. It could be Tim. It could be Manu. I'm getting the sense that these guys have that 1,000-yard stare, that ability to see over the curb that Red always had. Red always had a forward idea about what San Antonio could be.
I think it's Wade Phillips.
It very well could be.
maybe.
Maybe.
Because Nuremberg's term limited out, isn't he?
Yeah, our mayor's
done.
our mayor's done. But it can't be the mayor either. It's got to be a dude with a checkbook and a vision. And Red always had that. And,
Sure.
And it's going to be difficult to fill that void. And there's some people in San Antonio that are listening right now, and you know who you are, that we're waiting on you guys. We're waiting on you.
All right.
You hear that, Harvey?
The hero we need.
Harvey's done. God bless Harvey. Harvey's done the Lord's work for a long time.
Yeah,
I'm not going to ask him or anything to do anything else. Harvey, stick to what you're doing, brother. You're doing the Lord's work.
But, write another check.
Yeah, it's not like you don't have it.
Yeah.
You got one more in you?
He's paying Micah. Have you noticed Micah walking around with him? Yeah. Okay.
He's got a lot more in him, that's for sure.
Rob Thompson, AJ Hoffman, the morning huddle weekdays from 6 to 10 a.m. Breakfast tacos tomorrow. AJ is going to bring them in.
The comparison begins.
All right.
You're on the hook now.
All right. I'll bring him from that. I don't know if that place in New Braunfels is open early.
I don't know.
I'll find out.
Just leave a couple on the.
I'll leave the crumbs for Joe.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
And the coffee, too.
I'll leave the coffee. I'll leave the
line.
cup in the other room, but you can have the coffee.
I'm going to wrap a
no
pie
hair
in a
this
tortilla.
time, all right?
You guys go sit in traffic.
Yeah.
Enjoy your
And
hour
enjoy
ride
the
home.
Blitz on the ride home with the rest of the poor schlubs.
If you're dealing with any issues at your house with your plumbing or your AC, there is one company to call, and that is Quarterman Plumbing, Heating, and AC. 210-651-5899. At Quartermoon, they are experts at worst-case scenarios. Big job, small job, residential or commercial. Their service trucks are fully stocked, and they have all the equipment needed for any job. No commission. Sales reps, they'll provide estimates and second opinions, and they have a great experienced staff that has earned an A-plus ranking with the Better Business Bureau. 210-651-5899 is the phone number. 651-5899 or online at quartermoonplumbing.com.
Riding home with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6. KTFM Floresville. And everywhere at sasportstar.com.
Without the ones like you, who work tirelessly to keep things running, everything would suddenly stop. Hospitals, factories, schools, and power plants, they all depend on you. No matter the weather, emergency, or time of day, you're the ones who get it done. At Grainger, we're here for you with professional-grade industrial supplies. Count on real-time product availability and fast delivery. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZQuil.
ZQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZQuil nights. Explore our products at ZQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies candidates with the right skills, sends you great matches, then you can easily invite them to apply. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Progressive presents good news, bad news, dumb news, then great news. Good news. While leaning over the fence, your neighbor said you could save money bundling home and auto insurance with Progressive. Bad news. Your neighbor leaned over a little too much and broke your fence. Dumb news. Somehow fence wood is more expensive than wood. Great news. You decide to see if you could save money bundling at Progressive.com and to plant really tall shrubs. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
At Lowe's, save big every day when you buy in bulk. Save 10% when you buy 68 or more OSB sheathing. Plus, get an extra 5% off every day on eligible purchases when you use your Lowe's business credit card. Get low prices on the materials you need today because Lowe's knows pros. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Discount taken at time of purchase. See sales associate for details. 5% offer subject to credit approval. Exclusions and terms apply. See store at lowes.com/credit for details. U.S. only.
George gets justice. In life's most challenging moments, getting the right help matters most if you've been injured. Get George at George Salinas Injury Lawyers. With a track record of success and a dedication to their clients, George gets justice. George Salinas Injury Lawyers is not just a law firm. They're your support system. Get George at George Salinas Injury Lawyers today at 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com. George gets justice. GetGeorge.com.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Get you caught up on some Major League Baseball. The Texas Rangers in a businessman special this afternoon out in Oakland. They're leading the A's 15-5. That ball game right now in the top half of the eighth inning. We got some basketball tonight. Celtics and Cavs, game one of their second round series. That tips at 8. Then it is the Mavs and Thunder in OKC. You can catch that game right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star beginning at 8.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons. The San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Glad to have you along here on a Tuesday afternoon.
Absolutely. Howdy, everybody.
Howdy. Tomorrow, the Blitz will be live at the Big Blind at 281 in Redland Road. Come hang out with us, even if you're not a poker player. They got a great bar in there.
Yes.
Great food. TVs everywhere. So if you're thinking about watching games and maybe, not poker, but you want to join the blackjack tournament, you can do that at the Big Blind.
Absolutely. Look, and you don't have to be an expert poker player. You don't. They have games for every ability. And if you're just learning how to play poker, they've got that there as well. So, man, just come on down and hang with us. We're going to have a good time tomorrow.
It was a good time talking with the boys from the Morning Huddle about the new Wemby Center. And the idea, the urgency of a new building and the timing of it is right because it will take a couple, 3-4 years to build. And with everything that they're talking about, it's so much more than just an arena. And there will be a plan for the entertainment district. Unlike years ago, we're going to put it over there by Freeman Coliseum. And when we put the building, things are just going to magically pop up.
That's it.
Which has never happened. But when you think about the international star that is Wemby and keeping him in San Antonio, winning is a big part of it. A new palace to play in is also going to be a big part of it. And last night, he officially got the first of many, many awards coming his way.
Rookie of the Year.
Rookie of the Year.
And but everybody knew that was going to happen. I think people might be a little disappointed, although I think we know what's going to happen tonight as well. Hopefully there'll be a surprise in there, but I think Defensive Player of the Year is going to go to Rudy Gobert. Whether you think he deserves it or not is irrelevant because he's probably going to win it.
Do we look at the voting, which will be released in about an hour?
Yeah. Either around 6, a little after 6 is when the Wemby Award came down.
So will it be a feel good if he steals X number of first place votes?
I don't.
I know you.
Well, who cares?
Well, again, Spurs fans care. He doesn't win, but.
That makes you feel better?
Does it make me feel better? I'm asking Spurs fans. I'm certainly not asking you. You don't have a heart.
I have a heart. It's just who gives a damn?
There are a lot of people that are going to be as upset today when he doesn't win the award as they were thrilled last night that not only did he win, but it was unanimous. There's that validation that you're unanimous, the domination that means. That was, by the way, Wemby's word. If he if the vote is close, the final tally is there.
Mm-hmm.
Disappointed that he didn't win, but
he came in second.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think he's going to, but
but that's what I'm saying. Like, do you think, as Spurs fans, I'm not asking Joe Reinagel.
I am a Spurs fan, by the way.
I'm asking other Spurs fans. Spurs fans not named Joe Reinagel.
Okay.
Will you get any kind of satisfaction if this voting tonight, when it's released, is close? Like he was a close second as a rookie on a crappy team that, there were probably some voters that were like me, and I'm not a voter, but if I was a voter, I couldn't vote for a Defensive Player of the Year candidate that was on the 22-win team. I know other voters like Jeff McDonald from the Express News did vote for him, and he makes a strong argument. Yeah, all right, I can see that. Cool. I'm curious how many are like that, and will that make you feel better?
Or will you feel worse if he's not close? If he's not close, I mean, you're going to feel worse about that if he didn't get any first place votes, or only Jeff McDonald was the only guy to vote him in. I mean, so it
got more than five.
It could work both ways.
More than 5 first place votes, more than 10. I'm just curious where the feel good, or so we don't have to hear that he was robbed comments on Twitter tonight.
You're going to hear that anyway.
Well, sure, but
you're going to hear that.
I'm just like, is there a feel good part to it? And look, second place sucks. We know that, but if he doesn't win, but he made it close.
If that makes everybody feel better, then God bless you. What's going to make me feel better is when I see what happens on Sunday, and then when I see the Spurs being aggressive, or a little more aggressive in the offseason, to build around this young man so he can get what really matters, and that's banners hanging inside the Frostbank Center, the Wemby Center, whatever you want to call it. Because after all, that's really all anybody gives a damn about, right? I know it makes everybody feel better that he's the Defensive Player of the Year. And if that makes you feel good, great. What I want to feel good about is a parade downtown after the Spurs win another championship.
I can't wait for the Spurs to be back.
That's it. I don't give a damn about Defensive Player of the Year awards. I mean, in the scheme of things, it doesn't matter. It just doesn't really matter.
Come on, Joe. Who won it 7 years ago?
I don't have a clue, Jason.
Who won it 3 years ago? 5 years ago?
Don't know.
8 years ago?
I don't know. And it doesn't matter. That's what I'm saying. I mean, it's a nice trophy for people that win that to put in their trophy case. But at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter, does it? It's a team game. It's a team game.
But this is an individual award.
Sure.
But individual awards, especially like Defensive Player of the Year, MVP, go to players on good teams. With the exception of Rookie of the Year. That's the one award. Look, if you're that high of a draft pick, you go to a team that sucks.
Sure.
I mean, those are the rules.
Yeah.
But when I look at tonight's outcome, I think that we all know that he's not going to win Defensive Player of the Year. If you thought or think that he's got a chance, and you're anticipating with all of the celebration last night for Rookie of the Year, if Fanatics also knew, and Fanatics knows, that he was going to win Defensive Player of the Year, that video might not have dropped last night. Right?
Oh, sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like all right, well, that's the only trophy he's going to get. Roll out all the accolades, all the cool stuff, because that's the only award he's going to get.
And they knew he was going to win it. I don't think they shot that yesterday.
No, but they already have the T-shirts ready.
Well, exactly.
Yeah.
And so I just look what I'm excited about, and what's going to make me happy is the future of this basketball team. That's what makes me happy. I don't give a damn what happened last year, because last year, quite frankly, I'd like just as soon forget about. I mean, it was a miserable season. We saw some progress from Wemby, and that was a good thing. But the future is what excites me, not what happens tonight. I don't give a damn what happens tonight. So let's look to the future. That's what I want to get excited about.
Easy to say when you know he's not going to win. I don't give a damn about tonight.
Well, I don't give a damn about tonight. Rookies don't win that thing.
It's not because he's a rookie. It's because he's on a 22-win team.
He's a rookie, too. And by the way, no rookie has ever won that.
All right. You hold on to that.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
And Manny makes a good point. Hey, Tim Duncan never won that. He's a pretty good defensive player.
He was.
He was. And he got Bruce Bowen.
Bruce Bowen
got robbed. So matter. I mean, really, does it really matter? And
Tim Duncan loses sleep over not winning that award.
Does he?
I don't even know if Tim realizes he didn't win that award.
Tim doesn't give a damn about a Defensive Player of the Year award. What Tim cares about is those 5 rings sitting in his safe.
True.
That's what Tim cares about.
Shireen Williams from Pro Football Talk joins us next here on the Blitz. The latest on the Cowboys coming up here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. If you're a business owner, a manager, a club leader, you need your logo on any kind of gear, make sure you get into Sammy's Embroidery and Printing over on San Pedro, especially if you need that logo on a cap. Sam has over 25,000 caps and more than 75 color combinations on display right now in his showroom. And he's got all the popular lines of caps like Katie caps, the Richardson 112 style trucker caps, Nike, Cap America. You need caps, you go see Sam. If you need T-shirts screen printed, Sam will get you taken care of. If you need uniforms, Sam has over 700 uniform lines to choose from all kinds of industries. If you need that logo on a nice golf shirt, a fishing shirt, a dress shirt, Sammy's Embroidery and Printing. Sammy has all the big name brands like North Face, Eddie Bauer, Nike, Travis Matthew, Port Authority, to name a few. Nobody has better prices, and Sammy is the only company in Texas that offers one-day turnaround. No order too small, certainly no order too big. You need 1 item, a dozen items, 10,000 items or more. Call Sammy's Embroidery and Printing. 210-824-3900. 824-3900. Or better yet, go by that massive showroom on San Pedro, 1 mile inside Loop 410, next to Big Lots across from McDonald's, or check the website, samsembroidery.com, for Sammy's Embroidery Club.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Would you prefer this or Taylor Swift whiting about her ex-boyfriend? I prefer this.
Taylor Swift's the songbird of our generation, Rob. I don't know. If you're going to badmouth Taylor Swift, we're going to have some real trouble.
Taylor take Lamar down. Taylor would slap, because Taylor's like 6'5", right?
I don't know if she's that tall, but she's taller than Kendrick Lamar.
I'll take her over Lamar 3 rounds.
And all natural ass. You know, I can tell because she ain't got one. So if she had one of those lifts, I'd know about it. Taylor's all natural.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Every so often in medicine, something comes along that is truly revolutionary.
Dr. Mitchell Scheinkup, former orthopedic surgeon, now National Medical Director at QC Kinetics.
I believe this is one of those things.
Dr. Scheinkup is talking about regenerative medicine, something he's practiced, researched, and written about for nearly 2 decades.
The old ways of dealing with joint pain, such as steroids and surgery, are no longer the best ways.
If you have pain from arthritis or injury, you owe it to yourself to learn more about this exciting option, using your own body's natural power to get lasting relief. And there's no better place to learn than QC Kinetics.
There is no one in this country today with more clinics, more satisfied patients, more advanced protocols, or more experience in using this exciting option to deliver life-changing results.
Call QC Kinetics now for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 210-571-0318. That's 210-571-0318. 210-571-0318.
The good folks at Wendy's have a revolutionary new product for you. Introducing the new Orange Dreamsicle Frosty. It's like a time machine that takes you all the way back to now, the year 2024. It's the classic, creamy, orangey flavor you remember. Dare I say, it's new-timey. It's the flavor you grew up with, just all grown up. Head over to your local Wendy's establishment and get yours while supplies last. The new Orange Dreamsicle Frosty. Here for the now, for now.
Limited time only at participating Wendy's.
Around here at Wrangler, we are all excited for spring. The longer days, the warmer nights. When you've got your pick of shorts and jeans, either works just fine. Blue skies, open roads. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
Get 5 quarts of O'Reilly Full Synthetic Motor Oil and a MicroGuard oil filter for $31.99 at O'Reilly Auto Parts. In-store only, limit supply.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Hi, my name's Jason Thompson. I've lived in San Antonio for more than 50 years. Went to grade school, high school, and graduated from law school right here. San Antonians have trusted me as their attorney after serious injury and fatality collisions since 1994. My website is alawyer4us.com. Why a lawyer for us? Well, after several years of practice, I watched as insurance companies created their own law firms solely to defend against auto claims. Today, there are very few insurance companies that do not minimize what the insurance company has to pay on an auto claim. If you or a family member is injured in a traffic collision, you will need your own attorney. Just remember alawyer4us.com. For many lawyers you see on billboards, your case will be handled by a non-lawyer or a staff lawyer. If you call me, Jason Thompson, I will be the lawyer you speak with. The initial consultation is always free. If you or a family member needs an experienced attorney you can trust, I want you to call me, Jason Thompson. My number is 900-0400. That's 210-900-0400 or alawyer4us.com.
Over the past decade, the Roo Pub has proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the UFC fights, and when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and certainly the best place to watch a game. The Roo Pub is next to the Angry Elephant and in the same plaza as the Big Blind there at 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Texas weather this time of year means storms, wind, rain, and hail. You know, if you were hit with the recent storms and you think you have roof damage, don't make the situation worse by putting your faith in one of those out-of-town storm chasers. Work with a local roofing company with years of experience. Work with a company whose people live in our area and deal with the same weather we do. That's Stevens Roofing, 210-785-0994. Or you can get them online at stevensroofing.net. Buy local, stay local, trust local with Stevens Roofing.
This is Andrew Monaco, and you're listening to the home of the Aggies, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Yep, we're the home of the Aggies, home of the Cowboys here in San Antonio. Let's talk to a legendary Aggie who covers the Cowboys, Shireen Williams from Pro Football Talk, joining us on the Buyers Barricades guest line. Shireen, the Cowboys offseason always interesting. Today, putting out fires on a rumor about Najee Harris. And I think, well, they've ignored the running back position. That would seem like a bad trade all along. Sometimes do you laugh at how some of these rumors get started?
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous. I mean, when you think about it, even if you read that and think there might, I mean, just use common sense tells you that they have no interest in Najee Harris. Why are you going to have future draft capital for a running back, first of all, and a running back, by the way, in the final year of his contract? The Steelers declined the 5th-year option on him, so he's going to become a free agent in 2025. So that just makes absolutely no sense. And it also makes no sense why the Steelers would trade him. He's making a base salary of a little over $2 million this season, which is nothing. He's had 3 consecutive 1,000-yard seasons. He knows their offense. Like, why would they trade him? That makes no sense to me either. When they think they have a really good team, they've upgraded at the quarterback position. I don't know. I don't get how some of these things start and then grow legs like they do when common sense tells you that it's just not going to happen. Having said all that, this could be like the receiver position. We talked a little bit about that. But when they tried that receiver by committee approach, and they ended up trading for Amari Cooper at the trade deadline, they're going to let this thing play out, see how Zeke is. We know he's going to be in good shape. We know he's going to be a leader in the locker room. How's he going to be on the field? And I think you find out some of that in August and early in the season. And, hey, if he's not up to snuff, then you go out and you find a running back. But it's not going to be a Najee Harris. I would say more like a Miles Sanders or a Dameon Pierce or somebody along those lines that, you know, they're not going to want not a former first-round pick that they're going to want higher compensation for.
You know, Shireen, I find it interesting, and you're right. Some of these things that get thrown out. I saw another report that, you know, Brandon Cooks is being dangled because he's in the last year of his contract and he doesn't make a whole heck of a lot of money. Do you think Cowboy fans are just so hungry for something that they glob on to whatever is out there?
Yeah, I mean, I could definitely see that. You know, it's just like everyone, everyone was attracted to Jerry Jones' proclamation of all in. I mean, it's Jerry Jones saying this when we all knew, common sense again told you that there's no possible way they were going to be all in with the contracts they have to get done and the fact that they hadn't redone Dak Prescott to lower that cap. Now, I mean, just told you there was no possible way they were going all in, but we all bought it. Everybody bought it. Like, that's okay. This is a change here from, since the 2013 season when they started not being real active in free agency, and all of a sudden, we're back to, common sense tells you that was never going to happen. So yeah, I absolutely, that's, Cowboys fans want to feel good about their team, and I think the draft did that a little bit. All the Cowboys fans I've talked to were really pleased with the draft, as they should be. We'll find out if these guys are good. I mean, people were excited after last year's draft, and they didn't help very much. So, but I think that was a straw that you grasped to, and that's reality. And some of these other things just aren't reality. And if you use common sense, you figure out they aren't reality.
Shireen Williams from Pro Football Talk joining us here on the Blitz. When you think about whether it's a rumor about Najee Harris or that Brandon Cooks is being shopped, and based on Steven, they don't make a lot of calls, but they'll always take calls. If they're getting calls, do you at least for Cowboy fans feel like, all right, well, they maybe realized, our running back room probably needs an upgrade at this point. So let's answer the phone and have some conversations. I mean, like when you think about who's on the roster right now, will those be the running backs that start the season next September?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's just what I said. I think they start the season, let it play out, see what happens, see what kind of shape they're in at running back, and it's very possible they could make a trade before the trade deadline if none of those running backs. What's going to happen if Zeke gets hurt? I mean, I'm just asking that. Like, who do you trust to block for your Royce? I mean, do you trust Rico Waddle to block for you? Do you trust Deuce Vaughn? And maybe as a group they're okay. I don't know. I don't think any of us know. I don't think they know, but I do think they're going to start the season with these running backs and see how it plays out. And if they need to make a move at that point, just like they did at the receiver position when they went out and traded for Amari Cooper. And I'm not saying it's going to be a starting running back, like a big time running back, like Amari Cooper was a former first rounder. I'm not saying it's going to be Najee Harris, but I'm saying they could get a Dameon Pierce or a Miles Sanders, or a team that has multiple running backs. The Packers, for instance, A.J. Dillon. The Packers have now, I don't know why the Packers would trade with the Cowboys, but I'm just saying, I'm throwing out teams out there that have deep running back rooms that might be willing to part for, a fifth round draft pick. You may be able to get one of those second, third, fourth string running backs who are better than the running backs, frankly, that you have in your running back room.
Shireen, I'm curious, and I want to go back to the draft, and I think you're right. I think everybody was pretty happy with the draft, with the exception of maybe that there was some expectation that the Cowboys might draft a running back. But going into the season, whatever happens with Dak, if and when that deal gets done, or CD or whomever else, it looks like to me that you're going to have two rookies starting on that offensive line. And I think both of those rookies have a lot of potential, but there are also going to be some growing pains, I think. Does that concern you with Dak Prescott, whether he signs his deal or not, having a couple of rookies there?
Yes, and I'll touch on something that you said, Joe, that goes back to the point that Jason just made. If they didn't have confidence, because they had made the deal with Zeke before the draft, right? They knew they were going to sign Zeke regardless of what happened in the draft. If they didn't feel good about that running backs room, they would have reached and they would have drafted a running back at some point. So that tells me they feel good about that running backs room, and they're going to see how it plays out into the season. So I want to make that point because you made that they didn't draft a running back, and that's a great point. But back to your point, absolutely. And you're talking about two guys who are switching positions. Never played left tackle, never played center. They look like they can, but you know what? They thought Connor Williams was going to be their center 1 year too, and they couldn't make that conversion. Somehow, some way, Miami made that conversion with Connor Williams, but the Cowboys tried it. That's what they wanted to do and didn't get it done. So, is Connor going to be a really good center? No one knows that. Is Guyton going to be a really good left tackle? No one knows that. I mean, the Cowboys can project that they're going to be okay there, but even if they're okay, they're rookies playing in your offensive line, and you have two of them. So I definitely think that's a huge concern. Now, if it doesn't work out, I think it's really easy to move some parts around. You keep Guyton over at right tackle. You move Tyler Smith out to left tackle. You move you move Cooper Beebe into left guard, and you play Brock Hoffman at center. So there's easy moves to make there. Now it's still two rookies on your offensive line, but it's in positions that they have played as opposed to positions that they haven't played. So we'll see how this plays out, but I'm just saying you're counting on two rookies who've never played those positions before. And it's, you can say all you want that it's an easy conversion. Now I think playing left tackle is probably a little bit easier than playing center, just obviously, but it's not easy. And now you're playing the hardest position on the offensive line.
And I think that's one of the biggest values Zeke brings back to the team is his blocking ability that could help cover up some mistakes made by those rookie offensive linemen.
Absolutely, no question about it. And that's exactly why he's back, is for his blocking ability. But I do worry about the running, like who's going to run the football for them, who's going to pick up the necessary yards for them. And I don't know, and I don't think they know again. But maybe a running back by committee will work. We'll see. They've all got different strengths. All those running backs, when you look at them, have different strengths. Zeke certainly is short-yarded situations, and his blocking ability, I would say his blocking ability, number one, and then his leadership as well. He's going to be really good for that running backs room. But, together, maybe they'll be okay. We're going to find all those things out, but just a ton of questions. And that's why you worry, is because there's so many questions. Is CeeDee Lamb going to show up for the start of the season? We don't know that. The Cowboys don't know that. So again, you start lining up these questions. You go, oh, yikes, and I think that's my problem with the Cowboys, is there's so many questions. Sure, it could all fall into place, but you're asking an awful lot of things to fall exactly into place for you to have a Super Bowl contending team.
Sharina, I know it's like Groundhog Day, but as every day goes by and there's not a contract with Dak, do you think the Cowboys are just kind of waiting until the last minute to get something done? Or is there a possibility Dak could go into the season unsigned and no contract extension?
I mean, I don't understand why it's not already done, but I didn't understand why the second contract he had, took 2 years to get done. It costs you money. Every day you wait, it costs you more money. And that's just kind of, the meter's running. That's exactly what it is. The meter is running right now, and longer the wait, the more it's going to cost, because these deals are going to go up. More players are going to get deals done. All these deals are just going to keep rising. So I don't know why it's not already done. Should have been done before free agency. You would have had money to spend in free agency. Now when it gets done, I don't know. If they get into the season, now the Cowboys aren't like the Steelers. The Steelers shut off conversation about new contracts. They won't negotiate after the start of the season. The Cowboys aren't like that. They will negotiate into the season. So I don't know if there's huge concern in September when he doesn't have a deal. But I think as you get toward the end of the season, I do think there is concern there. And look, at that point, at this point even, it's Dak's decision. He could just decide, hey, I'm tired of all the drama. I'm ready to go to some team that's going to commit to really being all in, to give me an opportunity to win a Super Bowl. I'm getting up there in my career. I'm not now in my second or third year. I'm in year 9, whatever it is, and I want an opportunity to win a Super Bowl with a team that really is going to go all in and not just talk about it. So it's really his decision if he wants to stay or not. Now, I think at this point he does, but is he going to say the same thing? Say they're having just sort of a mediocre year. I don't think they're going to have a bad year, but just say they're having a mediocre year, and it's obvious they're not going to win a Super Bowl at the end of December, early January, and the Cowboys start talking to him about, an extension. What if he just says, I'm done, I'm walking away? There's nothing they can do about it. So that's when I think you start to get concerned about his future if you're a Cowboys fan. I know some Cowboys fans will say, yeah, let him go. Hey, think about how long it took you from Troy Aikman to Tony Romo and all those bad quarterbacks you had playing for you and all those 5-11 seasons.
Oh, the good old days.
Yeah.
Damned if you do, damned if you don't, if you're Dak Prescott. It'll be interesting. I still think it gets done before the start of the season, because I'm with you, though. If he doesn't have one at the start of the season, Shireen, I think there's no incentive for him not to test the free agent market at that point. If you've gone to that point, at least see, even if you end up back in Dallas, January, December, I think at that point, you might as well just go test the free agent market and go through that. I don't know. I don't think it gets to that point. Although if regular season starts and there's no deal, Dak will be a free agent. I don't think he signs in January or February and goes this far and then decides, I'm good. I don't want to see what the free agent market has.
Well, and if it does, let's say it gets done in August, which it very well could, and I think the Cowboys should do that. So let's say it gets done in August. I mean, the very first question should be, why did this take so long? Why didn't you do this before the start of free agency and give yourself some money to spend in free agency to get CeeDee Lamb signed before free agency started? So he's there in your off-season program. So he's there in training camp. I mean, that's the obvious question. Why hasn't this already been done?
Shireen Williams from Pro Football Talk. Follow her on Twitter at NFL Shireen, and of course read her at Pro Football Talk. Shireen, always appreciate the knowledge and insight.
Thank you, guys.
Appreciate it. Shireen Williams on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond, online at buyersbarricades.com.
Shireen, always bringing it.
Oh, always. And again, why isn't it done yet? Mother Football wants to know, why is it not done yet, Jerry? Quit waiting for leaves to fall.
Well,
whatever that means.
He's waiting for trees to fall, I think, now.
Mm-hmm. If you need bricks in the wall, the sights and sounds of Pink Floyd, you want to go enjoy that show at the Aztec Theater on June 22nd, we got a pair of tickets to give away right now. Caller number 9. Those tickets are yours. 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. If you don't win the tickets, you can always buy them at livenation.com. But caller 9 right now, you win a pair of tickets for Bricks in the Wall, the sights and sounds of Pink Floyd.
NBA Communications, Rudy Gobert is your Defensive Player of the Year.
Well, they announced that early, huh?
They did.
All right.
That's it right there. Rudy Gobert is your Defensive Player of the Year.
And I tell you what, the Timberwolves didn't need them last night as they blew out Denver. Let's talk about what we saw last night in the NBA and look ahead to tonight's game. 2 games, in fact. Boston, Cleveland, Dallas, and OKC both have games won in their respective series. And if you want to add excitement to watching those games, make sure you download the Underdog Fantasy app or go get signed up at underdogfantasy.com and start playing the Pick'em game, a fan favorite way to watch and enjoy these games. And all you have to do to build your Pick'em entry is select higher or lower on player stats between 2 and 5 players to build your Pick'em entry. You look at like tonight's game. They got Derek White right now at 16.5 points, higher or lower. Tatum is at 27.5. Luka 31.5. SGA 24.5, higher or lower. You can use those 4 right there, build your Pick'em entry, and you could win up to 100 times your money. Endless projections to choose from. It is fantasy, it is legal in Texas, and a ton of fun to play. So get signed up at underdogfantasy.com or download their app. Use my promo code STAR when you sign up, and Underdog will give you a mystery special pick to use on your first Pick'em entry and a deposit offer. Must be over 18 and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. Again, get signed up at Underdog Fantasy using my promo code STAR at underdogfantasy.com.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Wednesday on the Morning Huddle, the playoffs continue. Anthony Edwards is separating, but he's not the MVP of the playoffs.
Mavs, Thunder, Celtics, Cavs. Who takes game 1? All that and more on the Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Progressive presents Flo and JD announcing the Monster Truck Rally.
And here comes the Obliterator.
And he's
up on two wheels. That can't be safe.
I don't recommend flipping your car backwards.
Did he even check his blind spot?
And the car's on fire.
I definitely don't recommend that.
This is one of my recurring nightmares.
Progressive is all about keeping it safe, so bundle your home and auto for 24/7 protection. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Coverage not provided for monster trucks. Not available in all states.
If you need bold banners to boost your business, but you're on a budget, think Staples. Posters, flyers, signs, and menus for less? Think Staples. Staples can print anything you need to move your business forward. Now at Staples, save $50 on your print purchase of $150 or more. Same-day service available on hundreds of items if you order by noon. And all backed by Staples' Print Perfect guarantee. So it's done right or it's printed again free. Staples, your local print and marketing expert. And 61, visit staples.com/print for details.
When was the last time you went to the dentist? Need a new dentist? Hi, Jason Minix here. Go see my dentist at Smile Structure Dentistry and Braces. Smile Structure can handle all your dentistry needs, from general dentistry to oral surgery, orthodontics for the kids, or Invisalign for adults. Mention this ad, get a free exam and x-rays. Veteran owned with 5 San Antonio area locations. Learn more and book an appointment online at smilestructure.com. That's smilestructure.com.
The Big Blind is celebrating their official grand opening this week, starting with an epic 12K tournament on Wednesday the 8th. 10K tournaments Thursday, Friday, and Saturday with $500 high hands every half hour and a 5K Texas free roll on Sunday, plus daily blackjack tournaments. Plan now to celebrate the Big Blind grand opening this week. The Big Blind down for the Roo Pub at 281 in Redland Road. Learn more online at thebigblindsa.com.
Hi, I'm attorney Steve Benke. If you've made the decision to divorce, you need an experienced attorney who can help. I've helped many people get through divorce, custody, child support, and alimony problems. Call me. I'm attorney Steve Benke.
210-DIVORCE or go to BenkeLaw.com.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1, San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. It's official. Rudy Gobert is the 4-time Defensive Player of the Year. Got his 4th one moments ago, the Kia Defensive Player of the Year award. Record-tying 4th time. Wemby was 2nd. Bam Adebayo a distant 3rd.
Don't have any vote totals that I've seen yet to say how many first-place votes Wemby may have gotten. But he did finish 2nd according to multiple sites. So I guess that's good. Does that make you feel better? He's 2nd?
He's 2nd.
He's 2nd.
He's 2nd.
All right.
He was robbed. Damn it. He was robbed.
I've already seen several of those. Yes. Somebody said call SAPD. There's a robbery that took place.
Who wrote that?
I know everybody's going to say that, right? I get it.
Even Wemby said not long ago, let Rudy win it this year because it'll be his last.
Sure. And I agree with that. I think this could be the Wemby Award for the foreseeable future for sure. I mean, and look, first team all defensive honors and all of that stuff is coming. That's why I'm not going to sweat this. It's coming. The future's bright, and Wemby's only going to go upward and onward from here.
And again, I know a lot of people disagree with my opinion on this, but the Spurs' overall record cost him this award. If the Spurs were a better basketball team, he very well might have won the award. And that's why I want to see what the vote totals are. And I haven't seen them yet. But I'm curious if he's even close, 10, 15 more wins, and maybe that sways some of those voters. But in an award like this, unlike Rookie of the Year, when you're looking at MVP and Defensive Player of the Year, those always go to players on good basketball teams.
It wasn't even close. Just got him right now from NBA Communications. Rudy Gobert had 72 first-place votes to 19 for Wemby.
Yep.
Wemby had 44 second-place votes and 18 third-place votes, but he was just about 200 total points behind Rudy Gobert. So,
and again, because each, first-place votes worth 5 points, second place are worth 3, third-place votes.
72 to 19. I mean, and look, and you could say and maybe that's part of it, the winning team. But again, I just think as irritating as this is to a lot of people, a rookie has never won this award. And so I think that plays a lot into it as it sits right now. And until you get more people like a Jeff McDonald and the 18 other people that voted number one for Wemby, it's going to stay the same.
I'm trying to figure out, because he had 99 first place votes, right?
Yes.
So
for rookie of the year. Yes.
So are there 99 voters for everything? Because when you add up his first place votes, second place votes, and third place votes, that's 81 votes. So that means there's a whole bunch of people that didn't even vote for him.
Yeah, but you got
and those are the old people that say a rookie can't win this award. I won't vote for him.
Well, but you got a lot more. If you look at Gobert, 72 and 24 is what, 96, 97 votes total for Gobert. So
well, and so so two people left Gobert completely off the list. Those are two people that just don't.
Well, I mean, you've got other people getting votes. I mean, Bam Adebayo got 3 votes. You got Anthony Davis that got 4 votes. Drew Holiday got a vote for a first place vote. So, I mean, it wasn't unanimous for sure.
Drew Holiday got a first place vote?
Drew Holiday, yes.
I see. Now there's something wrong with that.
I don't know. I'd like to see Drew Holiday wearing a San Antonio Spurs uniform.
I would too. But, and again, if he got 81, if it is truly 99, so, Rudy Gobert didn't get a vote. Like somebody didn't vote him in the top 3.
There are 99 votes, by the way, and just adding up the first place votes. There are 99 votes.
All right. So if Victor got 81 total votes, you look at the people that didn't vote for him at all. See, now those are the people that I think like you, that a rookie can't win the award.
It's not my thinking. I'm saying that's the way it's always been, and that's the way it's going to be until you get new blood voting for these guys. It's not my rule. It's nature's rule, Daniel, son.
What?
It's a line from the Karate Kid.
I know.
All right. That's just the way it is. It just so.
And again, I think next year you'll see something completely different. But I do think, and I know a lot of you guys get mad at me when I say this, because it's an individual award, if the Spurs were a better basketball team, he might have this, or maybe closer. I mean, Rudy Gobert has won this award 4 times. The people that say he's not a great defender and doesn't deserve it, stop. He has won. This is the 4th time he has won this award.
Right. Mm-hmm.
It's not like all of a sudden, I don't know, Derek White, who got a couple of third place votes and 1 second place vote. If he were to win the award, I mean, hell, Giannis only got 1 second place vote.
So yeah, I mean, look. And a lot of it sincerely could be a lot of Jeff McDonald's. You vote for your guy. That could be some of it too. And so you look,
it's interesting, and you bring that up because I know based on what they have tweeted, Jeff McDonald voted for Wemby. Michael C. Wright, based on Twitter, voted for Wemby. But I don't think it's always just your guys. I mean, I would assume whoever voted for Drew Holiday and for the Los Angeles Lakers, maybe they are LA types voting for their guys. But I don't think it's always the case that, well, my guy I cover is in there. I've got to vote for him. I would think actually it might be harder to vote for your guy just because you don't want people to say, well, you only voted for him because it's your guy. Sometimes like, oh, I cover this guy, I want to vote for somebody else.
That's true.
Like maybe it should be in the rules that you can't vote for the guy that you cover regularly.
Yeah, maybe.
Because, there is a little bias with that.
Sure, there is. But I mean, you've got to, if you're sincere and a true professional, you're going to vote for the guy that should win the thing.
Yes.
Right now. And I'm not going to sit here and make a case. Look, Rudy Gobert is a good defensive player. Okay. He is. And Minnesota's got the top-ranked defense in the league.
Yes.
And by all intents and purposes, and I know he's got a lot of good players around him, but he anchors that defense. Now, last night, they played a pretty damn good defensive effort without Rudy, but it is what it is.
And again, he's won the award now 4 times. So it's not like he's on a great defensive team, and since he's the anchor of the defense, let's vote for him.
Right.
I mean, he is a great defensive
He
player.
is.
He has proven that throughout his career. And I don't know, because everybody else on the team plays great defense and they stress defense there in Minnesota. Yeah, you could get to the point, well, let's vote for somebody not named Rudy Gobert. Because the numbers when Wemby was on the floor versus off the floor, you could see his defensive presence. It just didn't translate to wins. And I truly believe, and I know you guys don't like hearing this because it's an individual award. If the Spurs were a better team, if his individual play was impacting the win column, maybe this outcome is a little bit different.
Well, it could be. And look, how many times when you leave it to human beings to make these judgments and these votes, it's like a boxing match. You know, you may see it completely different, but you got 3 judges down there who see it a different way. And that's the way it goes. And I'm really sad, honestly, that there's so many Spurs fans right now. And I get your disappointment, but that are just, poo-pooing what happened here. Just let it go. The future is so bright here in San Antonio. If you're going to sit here and sweat over the fact that Victor Wembanyama didn't win Defensive Player of the Year, I think that's really sad to me. Let it go and look to the future.
Listen to Uncle Joe.
Exactly.
Let it go.
Let it go.
Let it go.
Isn't there a song like that?
What?
Is that a Disney?
Maybe.
Let it go.
I mean, you could be
Let
like
it
Taylor
go.
Swift, go all Tay-Tay and shake it off.
Shake it off.
Yeah.
I don't know how that song goes. Shake it off. I'm not sure.
Please don't.
Yeah, no.
G Murph, you're on the Blitz. What's up, man?
Hey, earlier you guys were talking about, the Spurs getting more wins and how that would translate to getting a new stadium, which we were, looking for.
Yep.
That's not always the case because the Chiefs are back-to-back champions, and Kansas City told them no on their stadium.
Well, that's true. And
They
that's
did.
something to look at, and you got to figure out what's all going on there with Missouri politics. But they were also wanting a whole lot of money to refurbish a building, not get a new one. And I've got one of my best friends lives in Kansas City, and what he tells me about all the politics going on there, it's more than just that and some other things that were on that ballot. But it's on the Missouri side. Kansas side wants it. So the Missouri side's not going to let the Chiefs or the Royals leave. So they're going to end up getting it. They
might let the Royals leave. Who knows?
It's all dirty politics. They're not gonna do that. They're not gonna do that. They're not. 2 games tonight. Cleveland, Boston. And then later tonight, Dallas and OKC. I don't know what it is about Cleveland, but my desire to watch them play basketball, even a game 7 on Sunday at lunch, and watching them, they're not a bad basketball team.
No, not at all.
They're entertaining as hell. Why do I have no desire to go watch them play? Like I look at this, what the hell was that noise? When I look at this basketball team and this series, part of me thinks, man, Boston's just going to roll them. And
I don't think so.
And I really don't think so. But I just have that. Every time I see Cleveland, I
look, I've never been a big Eastern Conference fan. I enjoy watching the West because I think it's a better brand of basketball overall. But Boston is the favorite, and look, Cleveland's got some players. I just wonder how they're going to play tonight after being banged up or going 7 games and having to play all of that. It's going to be interesting to see what kind of energy Cleveland brings to the table tonight.
Dallas OKC is the one I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, for
tonight.
sure. Yeah.
I mean, we're getting into the point of the playoffs, second round, where these games are just
no doubt about it.
Fantastic. The early game tonight, the late game tonight is going to be must-watch television.
Sure.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. Time for our injury update, powered by the Sports Institute at TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Online at tsaog.com. Joining us now on the Buyers Barricades guest line, Dr. Lane Nauer. And Doc, just because we like making fun of the guy, Kawhi Leonard's available for the next game.
Of course he is. Of course he is. Now that there's no game left, but now he's ready to go, huh?
Yeah. Well, we'll see when game time rolls around, whether number 2 is ready to go or not. Not sure.
Maybe in October he'll be rested up. And again, I know his knee and whatever he's dealing with, and then you get guys that have real injuries, and we see how they work back from those injuries. And I think about Nick Chubb, everything that he went through, and the fact that guy is doing everything he can to be back on a football field.
Yeah, it really is incredible to see what happened last year in the setting of having had, I think it was almost 8 years before, just blown out most of the ligaments in the knee, and then to re-injure his ACL and the MCL, and the fact that they're even talking about him basically almost a year. It is pretty incredible that there even a conversation of him getting back after injuries like that.
Well, Doc, it's interesting, and you obviously know this a lot better than I do, but the technology that you guys have at your disposal now, does that make a huge difference in the recovery time and the things that you can do?
It does. It does. Now, with specifically the knee, there is some advancements in technology, and some of the techniques we have for repairing or replacing somebody's ACL ligament has really come a long way in the last 10 or 15 years. And so there are some things, and even on the rehab side, using things like tourniquets for muscle recovery, or some of the things that have really grown in the last 5 years or so that really help athletes get back to full strength. Now, ultimately, his injury, blowing out as many ligaments as he's had, probably at least half, or not, if not more, of the ligaments that are now holding his knee together are not his. They've been replaced by donated tissue or something else. So that's kind of old technology incorporating with our new techniques, and then giving him and his rehab specialist kind of a lot of credit that he's even getting a chance to come back and play.
It is crazy. And what I love talking about medical stuff is, like Nick Chubb, complex, multiple ligament surgery, complex. Tank Dell gets shot, and it's called a minor wound. I mean, how do you guys determine what's complex and what's minor? Because I think if I get shot, that's going to be major in my world.
Yeah, so it depends on where and what gets injured. Now, when somebody gets shot, you can get lucky and a bullet just doesn't hit anything important like bones or blood vessels or nerves, and maybe we'll call that minor. It's still pretty traumatic for whoever it happens to, but I guess it really depends on what gets injured and what the bullet hits on its way through.
Wow, that sounds scary. Joe Burrow, I got to ask you, Doc. He's throwing again, had a torn wrist ligament in his throwing hand back at week 11, but he's back and apparently is said to be throwing with a lot of velocity and should be ready to go for the season. A tear in your wrist ligament, obviously a quarterback on his throwing hand, that's pretty important. Is that a long recovery? Is that something that's difficult?
Yes, it can be, especially if, just like you said, for a quarterback who's got to rely on that hand for grip and throw, similar to a baseball player. Now, it kind of depends on which ligament. Some ligaments in the wrist need to be fixed. And as with injuries to other joints where soft tissues have to heal, soft tissues just take a lot longer than bones if you break a bone in general. Now, some wrist ligaments, you can actually fix it by fusing bones together, but it sounds like his was a soft tissue procedure, so he missed the rest of the year and has had the offseason to recover. But fortunately, they do usually heal pretty well in young, healthy folks like an athlete.
Might have been better off getting shot.
Yeah, that's minor.
Depends on where. Just don't get shot in the wrist.
Exactly right.
I kid. Dr. Lane, now we always appreciate the knowledge and insight.
Thank you, guys.
Appreciate it. The injury update powered by the Sports Institute at TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine online at TSAOG.com. Doc joining us on the Buyers Barricades guest line. Before we get out of here and get to extra innings with Pledge, we got Steel Panther tickets to give away. Pair of tickets to see Steel Panther at the Aztec on May 18th. Tickets are available at livenation.com. They're yours for free right now if you're caller number 7. 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Caller 7, you win tickets to see Steel Panther. 2 basketball games tonight. There's also hockey on tonight. You need a place with multiple televisions. If you want to watch the Dallas Stars and you want to watch